we're gonna just talk.
Oh yeah, a little chat.
Little chat. Little chat.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Um,
Analyzing some tech, some theory crafting.
yeah, well, I think just doing a little bit of like debriefing,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
So we've done this before when we've had a chance to play other games, and I remember like we did it with like Strive and stuff, and we just kind of went like, okay, let's like we have some footage, we've got some stuff, we've learned a couple things, and let's put it all together and just you know, some sort of like synthesized kind of form. The thing is I guess we were gonna do that this time around, and we're like, well, why not just go live and take questions at the same time?
And chat with the
Because
people.
yeah, because people might have some questions and things that we don't necessarily think of, and we might not have the answers. But I mean, as you guys have been seeing, I'm sure there's a lot of footage coming out, um, and there's a lot of different places you can like, you know, just find out exactly how plus that button is right over there. Someone might have covered the stuff that we didn't, but yeah, man, we had a really good time with Street Fighter 6, and we've already put out a number of videos. Just, you know, I'm not trying to drip feed any of that. I'm shoving it down your throat. There's like 5 of them are out already. There's probably gonna be
You take it.
there's another one coming later today, and then I'm just gonna shove them all in your face.
You
Like,
grab your ramen noodles and you watch that ish. Okay?
yeah. Grandma's filling up your plate. Grandma's filling up your plate. We're not drip feeding it.
You're nothing but skin and bones. Have some tech.
And in fact, I'd say the most important of all of it, of all the things we recorded, is the one that is already dropped. It's the move list, right? The full command list for all the new characters is where you want to go to just like see every button and every description for what you're supposed to use this tool for. Abe Lincoln Cat Puncher, how you doing? Hype for Street Fighter 6 after seniors and Max's coverage. I, for once, don't feel incredibly overwhelmed getting into fighting games. The only character I had a lick of understanding combos with was Smoke in MK9 and Giovanni from Strive. Giovanna. So who would you recommend I pick up from SF6 with that background? I mean, the answer to that question is always the same. It is no one can really answer the who you should play for you thing. For as far as I'm concerned, the answer should always be the character that you think looks the coolest, you know, because like you got to have fun with what you're doing. And if you're like, yo, this person looks really sick, they have really cool design, moves, you know, aesthetic, or strategically, whatever draws you towards them. Take a look at that roster. You're going to feel some way about someone. The answer does in fact lie in the heart of battle. Believe it or not. Go watch a couple of battles with some different characters and you'll probably find something interesting. And then from there, when you have like a short list in your head of like, these are the ones that appeal to me, I say like at that point, for me at least, I go pick them, try them out, see how it feels, and then see who I get the best feeling out of, you know? So to see who you like and take it for a test drive, but it's got to be, you know, if I recommend you a character that I think is dope that might suit or be familiar with what you know there, but you don't actually like have that attachment, you're gonna that character's your relationship with that character might become your relationship with that game, you know? So you got to follow your heart when it comes to these things. These little moments of like peak interest in a new big fighter about to drop,
you have to be there at the beginning.
These moments are rare.
Yeah,
they happen a handful of times per decade, and every other time that's not now is people going, damn, I wish I got in, or it's gone, the moment passed, you know, yada yada. And there's always that, and then you know, all right, well, maybe Street Fighter 7 will drop, and then you get around to that, or whatever the case is. It's like you only have a couple of moments where the starting line, you know, pistol is going to be fired, so to speak. And
the starting line moment at the beginning of a new fighting game era is always really good. It's always super fun, and to see the people going to locals and like new events and attendance, and people are hype about the discovering the discovery and seeing who's gonna rise above. It's always really, really fun. It's a party. So this is a good moment to start, especially with Street Fighter 6, that's giving you all the tools to get in there with the modern controls and the tutorials and cool characters and design and the love that's put into it. Just do it, man. Just do it. That's all I have to say.
I mean, again, you can not and then come later, show up to the race when it started and just fucking swim with the killers. You know what I mean? Like, you can run it that way if you want, but when everyone's like relatively where you're at and coming through, you're gonna stick it. You're gonna find other people with your skill level, and you're gonna find it much more fun to have challenges that meet the journey that you're on. You know, there's a point where with all games in the genre and other genres too, really, you have the people that fucking love it, that keep going, they get amazing, and then you have the people that get a little less interested and it doesn't really click, and then they fade off, and then there's a mountain that kind of like eventually erodes into a wall, right? So all that to say, of course, that if you see something, if you see characters and stuff and content that looks really fucking cool, by all means, there's no time like the present. I hope that's what the footage is doing, you know? Hope people are getting excited for it. Umbran Vikings, Street Fighter 6.
Can you read Demoli's comment for me, please? Because he's full of wisdom.
Warning for the newcomers that it is absolutely fine to lose, and lose a lot while you're at the beginning. Take those L's as a learning experience. Absolutely. If you haven't... Yeah, I guess we just have to keep repeating it, right? Every time there's a new audience that'll hear it. But the thing about fighting games that will often lead a lot of people to turn away from them, not everybody, but for many, is the feeling of a binary, you either win or you lose at the end of the round, and that's that. And you, while not knowing what you're doing, are going to feel like, well, unless I see a win, what's the point of what I just did, right? I'm just going to sit here and be failing at this game for whatever period of time, and then yada yada. But like, what I wish they did more and integrated more was that, like, there's a lot between winning and losing that you can learn from and improve on and find out about the game and about yourself, and there's so much you can work on. Whenever we do get into fighting games, the newcomers, when people play the fighting games, play games for the first time, what we like to do is actually set goals that are not just win the round and or win the game and or survive, right? Try to land a little thing. Try to like have a little mini list of achievements in your head that you pull off inside of a match. And if you can pull that off, that means you're getting better. Yeah. Regardless of whether you won or lost the match. Little small victories for little small things that like will overall contribute to you being a better player are important to keep stock of. And when they're not super obvious and visible to you in the game, which most fighting games don't do anything like that, you're not gonna know that you're getting better even though you are, right? And when someone does something that like just like you get wrecked by it, you're like, holy shit, I have no idea what happened, right? I'm sure if you get a chance to like rematch that person or that player or that character, that thing that's beating you, well, you're gonna eventually see what it is and be like, oh, I've seen that before, right? And at a certain point, you're gonna be like, all right, that thing, whatever it is, I don't really fully understand it, but clearly it's hard to deal with and it beats me a lot. So the already being able to recognize that,
there you have an objective.
You've already you know a little bit more than you did before, you know? And it's you know, it's akin to like what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of like almost like a Pokédex where like you'll like run into something in the wild, but like it'll be like kind of question marks. And then like when you capture it, then you get the full information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll see something in the wild and be like, oh, whoa, what the fuck? Right? And you'll lose to it and you'll be like, damn, I lost. Right? And like that can be discouraging. And obviously like in general, like the feeling of like I'm inadequate will just create frustration and like a lot of rage, and a lot of people have that whole other side of it. But like the part where you saw something that you didn't see before means that like a dex thing unlocked inside of your mental dex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you saw something you didn't see before, and now you just need to go catch and understand that knowledge. But seeing it for the first time and losing to it is a valuable experience, because now you know a little bit more about what's going on. You know, there's a certain number of characters and there's a certain number of things they can do. And as you kind of complete that slowly but surely, the more you see, the better you get. So keep that in mind, and set small goals. You know, don't get too overwhelmed with the big picture of trying to just get a big win, because a lot of people are. And you know, when it's one-on-one, it's all on your actions, right? It's not a team situation. You don't have other people to rely on to carry you or to drag you down, to diffuse the feelings of shame or pride. You don't have a lot of other you don't have anything to redirect your energy towards, you know? So make sure that you're aware of the energy you're going to be directing towards yourself, and like approach with the right game plan. Don't go in going, all right, I have to win and I don't know how to do things or why, but I'm hoping I'm just going to do things and I'm get a win. And if I don't get a win, fuck, god damn it, it's not working, you know? There's no point to that, you know? Overall, first thing I did was jumped over to Blanka. And as I kind of talked about, like, I feel like the decision to kind of make Blanka resemble what he's about, but functionally kind of become a different style of character is clear, you know? If you recognize that it's like, yeah, he rolls at you and he rolls up and then he does some electricity, then it's like, yeah, that's still Blanka.
That's still Blanka, yeah.
You know? But like the stuff that they're doing with him is like, it's like I feel like his archetype is gimmicks, right, as it always is, but like we'll mix up what that means from game to game. You know,
how is he gonna bypass neutral this time?
How is he gonna bypass neutral this time? Oh my god. The level of disrespect. I fucking have to get you.
Am I wrong?
I can see it. I feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
In this city, I can the look in everyone's eyes that they have of just like, ugh.
Blanka. Why don't you play a real character? Oh,
if
man.
only you knew what it was like through the looking glass. You know, if you knew what it was like on this side. You know, we're out here.
Oh, I have empathy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I suffer as I judge you.
Yes, that empathy is coated in bile. I understand.
Yes,
but my point is that you know, so he lost from going from 4 to 5. They kind of made it so that you know, you would see things like over the course of 4, Blanka ball would on block like bounce back, not full screen all the time. It would get more and more unsafe to the point where it was like, okay, he's landing right in front of you, so you can't just do it. You know, we saw versions of it where like the up ball, which is his reversal, would not knock you down, which was just the most insane thing to do, because it was like, I can land it, hit you, and then you could do an ultra on me for me correctly guessing, right?
Cammy Ultra 1.
Yeah, that was always fun, right? Or Abel. Yeah, exactly. The moment you do it. It's like, thanks, always fun. So when 5 came around, they kind of went like, okay, we're not allowing a bunch of what you used to be able to do, like the rainbow roll that you could do where you'd cross up people like at any point in neutral, but then like if they had an answer for it, they'd have an answer, so you couldn't just throw it out willy-nilly anyways. Like at a certain point it became tricky at first, and then competitively not much of an issue, right? It was an okie tool certainly, like on when you were knocked down, and I did like want a rainbow roll to just be like, oh, but if I block it, I'm betting the farm on it, right? So anyway, they kind of like made it so that's like, okay, so you don't really get to do that anymore, but you can combo out of a rainbow roll into like a bunch of crouching light buttons, or you can do your V trigger and get all that old stuff back, you know? And in the meantime, here's a full screen command grab and some wacky target combos and stuff, and that'll be it, you know? And he'll be just this wacky dude, and then you can do the lightning beast stuff, where you can do the John Tailbane air balls and whatnot. So all this to say that like going forward now, you have the lightning beast is back, you have the full screen command grab is back, you've got all that, but the quote unquote bypass neutral stuff is like completely taken out, with the exception of the slide and then the drive impact slide. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or drive rush slide, I should say. Because there were a lot of ways to just like come from above, come from straight through, come below. And it's now like, no, it's got to be from below, and you can do it on counter hit, which is nice. So if you do forward heavy punch and you do the big overhead claw, which does cancel into coward crouch, you can also get a counter hit where you see a crumple from full screen, and then you can do a drive rush into slide, right?
On counter hit or punish counter?
Punish counter.
Okay.
Excuse me, punish counter. So you know, like there's shit like that. But when you think about like whatever goofy things he'd have, think about all the goofy things the rest of the cast has.
You have to be goofy at a certain point
to be viable.
To be viable, you need to be goofy or crazy or have some kind of nonsense. Yeah.
Anything a little too honest is probably going to get left in the dust, right? You have to, and that's I think the impression and overall from like touching each character is like, if you walk away from some of this footage and you don't at least once go, wait, what? That character might be sus. That might be questionable. They might not make it, you know? But that feeling of like, oh, what? They can do that? Everyone needs to have a little bit of that in them, you know? And yeah, that feeling for Blanka came from the toys, right?
Yeah.
Blanka Chans, like, and I said it, I repeated it a couple times, but the fact that he used to start the round with 5 of them in the first footage, and then the next footage we saw, he started the round with 4 of them. And in the build we played, he starts the round with 3. It says something about whatever Capcom is looking at. They looked at it and went,
there's something with that.
No.
Yeah.
No, too much, right?
Yeah, Kizzy was showing some scary stuff with the dolls in the corner, where he would like get a knockdown, set up a doll, jab, electricity, and the doll would just do things in the corner, up and down. I'm like, oh, that's what's going on. Yeah. Okay.
If you do normal electricity, it just walks towards you. If you do EX, it hops up and down. And if you do level 1 super, it flies straight at you and it has extra hits. So, you know, different utilities for different costs with that. I used it in our footage to like do a little mix up and land a throw.
Yeah.
You know,
I was ready to block and you threw me. I was like, I don't like this.
Right. Right.
That feels bad.
You mix that with the with the hop. You mix that with, you know, command
drive
throw.
Rush hop.
You can command throw for, you know, you mix that with a number of things. And like, yeah, you can, you know, I can see the potential. I can see the potential. You get 3 goofy moments per round. However, our own footage,
Upon review,
breaking news that no one seems to have caught so far. When you do the taunt where Blanka juggles the Blanka Chans, he gets one back. So if Blanka jumps back and then starts taunting, it might just be the equivalent of looking for those kunai or prepping the paint cans. It might not be a taunt. He can taunt and get back a Blanka Chan.
Taunt with a function.
And the instance that we captured was him taunting to turn 3 into 4.
So he can have more than 3.
So he can have more than 3.
Oh boy.
So the count that was originally higher can be returned to, as opposed to 3 out of 3, and then you're capped off.
I see. Oh man,
this bodes well.
You're gonna have fun.
This bodes well. This bodes fantastically well. But at the same time, I gotta sit there and do a full taunt. So let's be real. Come on. What are we doing on the other side of the stage?
Yeah, because I know the taunts, you can activate them and then you can interrupt it, right? Can you move? I think you can move.
I think you're locked in.
Oh, it's in KOF that you can move.
No, I think you're
you
locked.
might be locked in.
No,
Yes, you're locked in. You're locked in.
You
You're
cannot
locked in.
cancel.
In KOF, you can move.
Okay, yeah. So no, not here. Now, unless we come to an agreement where, okay, I'll back up and start doing my taunts, and then you can be DJ and you can just dance with your maracas, and we can just have a mutual exchange.
Okay. Truce.
Exactly. Create a truce where we just back up and both just Dragon Ball. Ha! You know?
Level 7, baby.
Exactly. Right? Let's come to an understanding here. I want my dolls and you want your bar. Yeah. So anyway, that was something fun there. And yeah, you know, I'm really excited to try out like integrating the new buttons that he has into like Frametraps, if possible. Overall, I think we were both feeling like Frametraps feel really like easy to fuck up.
There's no other game where I lose or lost advantage with plus frames, like in Street Fighter 6 up to now. It's going to take me a moment to get used to it, but even off of jump ins, I would get jabbed out of it. If I'm doing a plus frame button after a drive rush and I'm trying to delay to catch your button, I would get hit out of it. So once the game comes out, I'm going to keep everything super tight at first, because delays are killing me. Even off of a jump in the tutorials, they say, if you land a jump in, you can grab the opponent in the startup of their button. And I would jump in on you sometimes and still get jabbed. And I'm like, oh boy, there's something.
I would do what I thought were like airtight setups for like wake up pressure that would be plus. Yeah. And like, it like I know my own execution limitations, but like I would fail at getting it actually as getting it plus many times, and like I would succeed when like basically mashing as hard as possible, which doesn't feel good because it's not precise, but fuck, you know. So there are a couple situations there where it's just like, ooh yeah, trying to land these frame traps, trying to land these like meaty setups were more difficult than expected. Also, there were instances that were fucking crazy because we were talking about, we touched a little bit on how perfect parry scaling like works, where everything you do after a perfect parry scales at 50%. When I was plus, right, on a couple of, I remember there's times where you would know that I'm gonna take advantage of my plus frames and just time a perfect parry out, and I'm like, oh my god,
hold up, you thought that was free pressure, right? You thought you could autopilot your pressure? Get out of here.
And I was like, motherfucker,
manuals up in this B.
Yes, it's my turn to press a button. Yes, I enforced a situation where it should be my decision to play next, but if that's an obvious thing, perfect parry, and it's like, oh,
Dhalsim with the hands.
Yeah. Oh my god, Dhalsim has the sickest looking parry in the entire game.
My favorite in the game,
by far,
and I hate him.
He's opening up the mandalas, man.
Yo, tellement fresh.
Yeah. No, I can't hate it. When you did it between the electricity, it's just like, oh yeah, I hate that this happens, but fuck, does that look slick? It's like the awakening, you know.
But yeah, the pressure in this game gonna have to be tight on it.
Gonna have to be tight. And yeah, even when you press a button that leaves you plus, and the next thing you do, like. If it's always, I guess, you know, like a jab, then you can just like throw a parry out there, right? Predictable timing.
And then Oh, the parries come in. Throw the parry. And then done. Tick throws are massively scary again. Like
so now I do a plus button. You expect you expect I'm gonna jab. Yeah. You go for the parry.
Plus frames into throw.
Plus frames into throw. which is usually what you're not supposed to do.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Like if you win a tournament, if you win Evo, it's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. You outplayed everyone the whole way through the whole bracket. No autopilot.
No autopilot. So like that's been a thing that, you know, again, you've been saying a bunch, and it's like, yeah, what does that look like in application? It's like, well, a microcosm of that I would say is like any special moves that are like let's say you go button into fireball, like a, you know, crouching medium kick into fireball, or like with Blanka jab electricity, right? You're gonna see each strength will create, for most of the cast in these situations, each strength will create different gaps, you know. So there'll either be, in often cases, a version of it where the gap is before the special move comes out, or if you press, like, let's say the heavy version, then it'll actually be like there's no gap. That'll be buttoned straight into special move.
True block string.
But then it's punishable on the other end of it.
Yeah.
Right?
And you need to space that special properly.
Exactly. And you need to, like, if someone's doing it on you, like, you need to know that there's a weakness on one end of this move, but you need to call it out properly. Or if you're fucking sick, maybe create an option select. That'll do both, you know? There might be some, you know, I mean, right? Like,
people will get good with that.
Yeah, you'll be, I'm sure, like, if you recognize, like, after this button comes out, you expect to see, like, electricity, right? Jab electricity, right? Yeah. So you go for the parry beforehand, and if it doesn't work, then you know that it's an airtight version, therefore you're going to punish it after you block it.
Yeah.
Of course, the next level of that becomes cool. Jab, no electricity. And then we continue to play the game, right? So anyway, so that seems like that's and it's fairly universal. There's a lot of situations that, you know, have that happening. I know with, like, Ryu and Luke, we already see that that's the case in the demo, right? If you do with Luke, light, medium, heavy, and then, like, light fireball, sandblast, exactly. You get an airtight thing where you can punish the end of it, but if you do the medium or the heavy version, the gap is beforehand, right? So but anyways, getting lost in the weeds there a little bit, but, like, I think it's gonna be interesting as well to see, like, what types of whether it's gonna be worth it for, I guess, Blanka to go Lightning Beast level 2 instead of staving up for the critical art.
Yeah,
because critical art does so much fucking damage, you know, that you're kind of like, I want to erase most of your life bar at, you know, the right opportunity. You're pretty conservative about spending the meter. If there's an install that you can pop early, that'll create an opportunity, though, which a lot of characters have an install on their level 2. It's like, sometimes it might be worth it to go for it, you know?
Yeah, sometimes I spend the meter depending on, like, what are the resources of my opponent and my resources, you know? Like, if you have, like, enough drive, then you can spend some meter. But if you don't have enough... If you have the drive, then that's a source of damage right there. So you can spend the meter and keep the drive and get something going. Or you can spend the meter and save your drive and work with that, you know?
Right. You can sacrifice one instead of the other.
Yeah, and keep the other.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you can obviously enforce, or if I land a hit and, like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I can level 3 and get you in burnout.
Yeah, worth it.
I'm gonna spend it.
Worth it,
right? Yeah. I don't care where we are in the round. I'd rather force you into burnout while I'm not. You know,
because supers in this game take out drive on hit.
Yes.
And level 1s take out 0.5 drive, level 2 1 drive, level 3 1.5, and critical arts 2 drives.
Yeah. So if you ever are in a situation where like you have I think we saw like, so someone does an EX Shoryuken, for example, and you're and on wake up and you block it, you can just wait for it to land and do a big punish, right? But if you block it, they spent 2 meters of drive to do that, then you can do drive impact, crumple them. That's going to take a bit more of their drive meter down, do your full combo and end with a level 3. And like, if you, how much, I forget how much.
2 of them, 1.5 with your level 3, 3.5, and the drive impact will take 1.5.
I forget what the number is, but it's like
punish counter drive impact.
If you punish counter with a drive impact, do a full combo, and then end with a critical art, you send them to burnout.
Yeah, it's a lot of drive taken away.
So you in one guess, in one like fell like reversal Shoryuken that they do, you can take their whole drive meter away. And as we know, being in burnout sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah. Critical arts do not do standardized damage across the board. Some moves hurt. They all do their own unique values. Shadow tag. So, so that's something to keep in mind as well. I felt like when I was messing with Jamie like way back in in the early beta, the prospect of going for the drink install was kind of worth it because of how fucking sick you get at level 4.
Yeah.
In those cases, it was like, I'm willing to sacrifice the critical art damage here because I'm going to open you up way more often for the next 10-15 seconds, like I'm going to like get a ton of opportunities to fuck you up. But we'll have to see if that's the case with like Lightning Beast level 2 or other utility things, While I was messing around with Blanka, you were touching Dhalsim.
Oh yeah, I was pushing buttons with Dhalsim. Unfortunately, I'm not like a true Dhalsim player. He felt different, especially with like the new teleports, the aerial mobility as well, the air fireball. That was really interesting.
So air gale used to be an option that he would like do. You tiger knee straight into air like yoga, it basically air yoga flame, right?
Yes. And in this game is the air fireball.
Right. Now, were there different arcs to the,
depending on which button you push? I think it will send in different angles.
Okay. So that creates more utility there, and then he can have 2 fireballs on the screen at the same time.
I didn't see that. Oh wow, that's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, he could do straightforward and get an arc.
Okay. Yeah, he has the fireball kick thing that's like an arc.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, right?
That was really good. As I was pushing the buttons with Dhalsim, I was like, he clearly will expose his limbs because that's what the game does. You have recovery on all buttons, right? So once he stretches his limbs out, if he whiffs, it's gonna be scary for him.
Right. Now,
because that's like a free punish counter sweep, hard knockdown. You can run in.
Now, in every Street Fighter, it's always been the case that you could hit Dhalsim's limbs, and like I remember the fucking GameStop tournament where I think
Daigo versus Arturo Sanchez.
Yeah, right. Full screen Shoryuken into super.
Yep.
Right.
And Arturo had the same reaction that everybody had, like, shake hands. Oh!
Right. So that always existed, and we also seen Dhalsim teleporting into an SPD, from way back in older games and such. So that's been a thing. In this case, not quite, right? You tested it out, and
you can't SPD the limbs. Oh, I wonder if Manon could hit grab the limbs.
Oh, with the pas de deux?
Yeah, full screen,
No, wait, hold on, because it's a hit grab.
She has a command throw and a hit grab.
Yes, but when things trade, it doesn't like when if a hit grab were to trade with one of his buttons, the grab wouldn't then come out. It would just
would trade it with snap.
They would both.
But what if she does it just outside of the range of his limbs? Like Ibuki could do
on a
Raida.
whiff.
Yeah, on a whiff.
On a whiff.
Yeah. Ibuki could do the Raida, hit throw, and grab Dhalsim full screen.
Okay.
So I wonder if Manon could do that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, it felt like the perfect parry solution would be actually much more viable for fighting against him, right?
Yeah.
It seems like if someone's being predictable with Dhalsim by throwing full limbs out, and you have a decent enough button,
you can use the range against him.
Perfect parry it, and then use a button like Zangief's drop kick to punish him from full screen. Because
when you think about it, like if you're playing Street Fighter like 2 or 4, Dhalsim doesn't want to do the long limbs when he's close to his opponent. He wants to do like the shorter limbs, the medium kicks buttons when he's in the mid range. So if you can recognize the startup of those limbs in Street Fighter 6 and you're full screen and that's a standing fierce, parry. If you have to do reactions, you know. Of course, there will be a whole lot of like fireballing and teleporting happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And he might like teleport into throw while you're trying to parry stuff. But
yeah. Again, unfortunately, like I don't think, you know, we've seen we didn't have the Dhalsim chops to like you know,
nor the time
to fully see what was possible. But you know, what can Dhalsim do point blank, right? Which like
he has pokes. He has stuff,
so but in this game, right, compared to 4, and compared to 5, like what's that going to be like? We'll answer a lot of questions. I know right off the bat though that I mean, yeah, there was that footage with Nephew where it was like he did Dhalsim's level 2, which is the giant spirit bomb, and just instant teleport, because now when Dhalsim teleports, it's no longer DP with 3 kicks or punches or so. You just press, you do a Blanka hop inputs, forward 3 kicks or back or 3 kicks, and you just where you want to be, wherever you want.
There seems to be a lot of startup on the teleports in this game. I feel like it. Like you threw me out of an air teleport at some point, I think.
At some point I air grabbed you, because Blanka has an air grab times.
Because
that's the world we live in.
He deserves it, right? He needs it. Until proven otherwise.
I didn't say that. Am I supposed to say he needs it?
Until proven otherwise, he needs it. Because I trust the Capcom team to balance their characters accordingly. He probably needs it.
I mean, okay. He has an air Blanka ball, but you cannot just do it out of neutral or jumping forward without doing the coward crouch.
That's
first,
fair.
Right?
Yeah.
But you can do it jumping back.
Yeah, you can hold back and just and then they chase you. And
well, don't chase.
Don't chase.
Yo, Nidhogg.
Okay, I'll let you come at me. Okay, with your dolls and your army.
And you can do you see everyone has a air button that can go into
a juggle or something,
right? Yeah, like juggle buttons from air to airs seem to be fairly universal. So in Blanka's case, it's jumping medium punch. So you can do jumping medium punch into air Blanka ball. And if you're in the corner and you have a down charge, EX up ball, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're low enough to the ground, but if you are, you can cancel into, maybe you could cancel into super. You know, that could be an interesting thing to see. Lightning Beast and then go up, you know.
Hit the lab.
But yeah, everyone's got that little air to air thing going on. So yeah, anyway, whatever. He needs it, sure. Yeah, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, so with Dhalsim and the teleporting, that kind of puts the idea out in my brain where I'm like, all right, so if that's what they're doing for that, is Akuma going to get a teleport off of forward and back with 3 kicks as well? You know what I mean?
So he needs to be 6, right? Street Fighter 6 sauce.
I can see it. You know, if they no longer, and if the goal is to no longer have a DP plus 3 button input, you know, required, then yeah, let's expect anybody who teleports like that to probably have their input simplified, right?
Beautiful.
Mashing is gone, as we've already talked about. So, you know, standardizing it so that we can just like have every move of this type just become like
oh, the mashed inputs for the specials, you mean?
mashed inputs for special moves.
Okay,
I mean
okay,
to say yes. Lightning, 100 hand slap, Hyakuretsu kicks. All of that is just, you know, quarter circle. But in exchange, at least with Blanka, you cannot keep the electricity hits going.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
So you know, there used to be, of course, the EX electricity from Street Fighter 4, where like if I did it to you in like the corner, for example, right? Yeah. And yeah, those days are long gone. And like in 5, if you did EX electricity, you get the 2 hits, and then you can get a little follow up afterwards. But in this case, it's like no, you get the one, stop it. I don't know. Take the knockdown and throw your toy out.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, that seems to be the decision so far. And I'm wondering how all of these like inputs are gonna play out with a character. Well, anyway, modern mode Ed. What the fuck is that gonna look like? Who knows? Like he already has.
Will he come back as a command character?
They're gonna have to make some changes. Otherwise, what's the point of him being always in modern? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird. We're gonna have to figure it out because his input system is already different. But yeah. So I guess that's there with Dhalsim. We then went into Manon and Marisa, of course.
Yeah.
And
yo, Marisa. Yo.
As described, like tons of just really fun bullying moments. And I think I was looking all around for you know, anti-air options when the answer was right there all along. It's just scoot him. Although crouching fierce is also should be used for that, because that's a decent one button thing too as well. But regardless, I want to punch you in the drive meter. If you're not going to take... Which life bar do you want me to attack? Do you want me to attack the life or your drive? Because one of these two is under assault. So you tell me which one you want, and I'll start working on it. How about that? You know?
Stop bullying me, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You. Her attacks, her charge heavy punch, her like when she hits you, she takes off more drive meter than anyone else we've seen in the game so far. And that's a clue as to probably what your goal is, you know?
And it's scary to think that, like, if you don't want to lose drive, you can parry, but then she has a command throw. And then her heavies can burst through your drive impacts when she charges it and stuff. Like,
and when she goes into the stance, it's like, I can wait
to
see if you press the button. You know? High... upper body counter for the regular EX is full, so you go into the stance, and then if I call something out, you know, but then obviously like you're gonna be making hard reads, and you can throw that, you know. It's 5 frame startup on the command grab, but I'm assuming that the fact that you have to do a second input first means there's always going to be a slightly slower time until the actual throw lands.
Scoot him into command grab.
There's going to be the time spent for the scoot him. A little, you can do it really quick, but it adds time. So any situation where we're both 0 and you act first, you're going to win, right? If you don't want to get bullied by big charge punches while you're blocking, then, you know, try to get a grab out, I suppose, right? Don't do a DI, because if you drive impact me, I can do some drive impact breaking buttons, specials, right? OD step kick, OD Superman punch, yada yada. I want to see, I guess, like, I wish we had a chance to really go in and just kind of press the buttons and see like what her like plus button was, you know, and see how well you can work that in at like mid-range or so. Because again, when we were playing Manon versus Marisa, but against zoners, it's a whole other world. There's going to be a whole other question about like, okay, with this toolkit, what is she going to do about sonic booms? Right? How is she going to work past that? How is she going to work past the JPs of the world?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of questions, but as far as like anyone that isn't creating an immediate hurdle from full screen to mid range goes, feels like you're gonna have to be guessing a whole lot, and you're probably gonna have to make hard reads on the player more than the character, you know, because you had some moments of just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go for, and I'm like, no, I started charging an armored punch, you know, and your fuck up, the reward for your fuck up on eating that armored punch is it was like the EX Gladius was like how much damage, man? It was massive.
It was a chunk.
It was a huge chunk.
Yeah.
It was a command grab damage, right? So 25% at least.
Something like that.
Definitely at least a quarter of that. So you don't want to make those mistakes either. You know?
Nope.
Manon.
Oh man. I saw a bit more footage. I watched the reversal boys talk about it. Damascus was talking about Manon. Mais oui, he said. And one thing I didn't realize is that I think the spinning move that she does goes through projectiles. And I was like, oh, wow, that's godlike. That is godlike. That means I can actually get in mid-range and close the distance.
Okay.
She has also a launching special that goes in the air, and you can follow up with other specials with that. She has a command throw as well.
So level 1 supers were nerfed to no longer be projectile invincible.
I guess, except Manon.
But her level 1 is fully invincible.
Yeah, it said invincible
in the command list.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a bionic arm to go through whatever the fuck gets pressed.
That's pretty good,
right?
Yeah.
So is that a zoning eraser? You know,
mayhaps because it's invincible. Yeah, it should just say,
yeah,
forget you, I'm coming in.
Right.
You know,
and I mean, sure, you can. You have your super meter to save up because, you know, God bless your critical arts and yada yada. But if your meta level is high enough, your supers don't cost meter because your regular special throw, your command throw becomes a super.
It becomes a super. Yeah, that's too good. And then 37%, I think.
EX SPD damage.
And then once they're afraid of that and they jump, you anti-air them with the flip kick.
Yes.
Fireball kick.
Which was really good.
And then you follow up. Oh, it's going to be so good.
Okay, so she can spin through fireballs.
Yeah, I saw that in the footage. That's very big. That's huge.
That's crucial.
Yeah. So you got all of that. And she has a lot of target combos that leave the opponent at like, you are +3 after doing the forward heavy. For example, so if you push a button, you get a counter hit. If they push a button, if you can get a command throw as well. So they're holding that.
Not only that, but two of those unique attacks were they pull you towards her.
I think it was heavy punch and medium kick.
Yeah.
They both a little punch with a kick.
The first hit goes out, and then the second hit pulls them forward. So on block or on hit, like
you're close.
You're coming close if you're trying to back up.
Yeah, the heavy is really unsafe. I'm not sure about the medium. But on hit, you're golden. If you hit with the heavy max range, the second hit might whiff, according to the Damascus footage.
Interesting. Okay.
The medium punch, medium kick is more consistent.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Her
crouch heavy also pulls them out of the air. Huh.
Yeah, she has like I think crouching heavy punch target combo. That's like a 2-hit anti-air as well.
Interesting. Okay. God, those limbs are so fucking long, man.
Yes.
I can't believe how far you hit that level 2 from. Like
that tip rising in the air.
Like it wasn't round start distance, but it was like a step.
It was very close.
A step forward.
Like I clipped a limb that you threw out max range, and
Ridiculous.
then I did the thing. Yeah. So yeah, Manon's gonna make people dance for sure. For sure.
Dash Zero was asking, does Marisa have good buttons? Or at least Laura good? enjoying the stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
They're definitely
I
different.
don't want to say Laura good ever in terms of how good buttons are. I can't like.
They're different.
You just
Laura's special.
Laura's special. Laura is a particular. Laura goes in a jar. And they bottle that up, and you put that on the shelf, and maybe never again. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Bottle on the shelf, on the window, on the boat. Just
forget about it. Yeah, okay. In the ocean.
In the ocean, which you thought.
I don't know that Laura style buttons are coming back with a character like her, but there are tools there to make her scary, right? And
she has a lot of 2 button command
light,
right?
medium, heavy, right? Now the question, I guess, is can you well, basically, are they kind of like Luke situations where, for example, Luke's forward heavy punch is plus, and then the second one is extremely minus, therefore hit confirm and you're all good.
That should be good,
right? Or Lily's back heavy is a big heavy button that you hit confirm to, you know. So if you can use the doubles that she has and hit confirm them, or, you know, stop if they're not confirmed, then that makes her fucking excellent.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't, if you have to kind of just throw them out or only use them when it's guaranteed, then that's gonna make her, she'll suffer from that a good bit. I'm hoping that, like, yeah, she'll have at least with the medium or the heavy, a situation where, like, if you stop at the first button, you're uncommitted.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's fine.
That's fine.
That's good.
That's what a lot of
that's how it should be.
Yeah. You know, a lot of unique attacks have that type of thing going on, where it's just like, you know, if you do a target combo or something, you commit to the whole thing. All right, well, now you die because you didn't confirm this.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, we'll have to see. Okay. Then we tried the match after that was, I think it was right into Lily and Geef.
That's possible, yeah.
And
man, Lily looks like a bully.
Yeah. I didn't expect I was gonna have so much fun with her. I really didn't.
Like I understand that the tribe, you know, T-Hawk, he's a big bully. And then when we saw the first footage at first, I was like, looks pretty normal. But once you put your hands on her, like, it's scary. It's just like, I'm coming. You're gonna hold that.
There's a like around like 2 minutes some into the video, like someone took a screenshot to be like, yo, like, what the fuck is this range? Because like I counter hit your Geef.
Yeah, I pushed the button there
from pretty far away, and like her wind install into the swing was like, it checked it from super far away, you know. That part of it is what made it great. It's like, okay, if she had win all the time, then she'd be insane.
Yeah.
So we can't have that, right? Because the win version of her specials are incredible. Yeah. I mean, on the DP at the very least. Well, I'm not sure about the properties of like whether it gains iframes or anything like that, but.
Yeah, I don't know if it changes the DP,
but I think it adds hits.
Okay.
Right? But
the super definitely gets more hits.
The super, yes, the aerial level 2. Yeah, you see that get a bit more. But with the the Windclad Spire and then the
Condor
Dive. Windclad Spire is +1, right? Regular Condor Spire is -1. And then if you do EX Windclad Spire, you're +2.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She's gonna bully you.
Right?
Yeah.
And that thing moves. So, like,
I don't think Koji KOG will play another character than Lily.
I mean, here's what you have to consider, right? Consider the following information. Like, EX OD moves, you know, whatever, like you have them there, and you Windclad it, and then she's moving in a way where it's essentially like the way the way that Spire comes out is like a headbutt.
Yeah,
just
a plus headbutt.
It's a plus headbutt. with no charge required, right? so that on its own is like, no, she's good. Like her move list is really short, but that's what it consists of. She's gonna be fine. That's fucking incredible.
I'm coming in.
You got to stop me from putting the wind on my shit.
Yeah.
And if you block the Condor dive, it's much harder to punish when it's wind clad, right?
Yeah, it was a big knockback, or you can like land also apparently if you hit it really low, maybe.
Oh, was there footage of confirming that?
I think I might have remembered something being said like that when we were there.
Yeah, okay. I remember we were talking to Rooflemonger about some of that, because Rooflemonger did a bunch of exploration with Lily.
Being a T-Hawk main.
Yes. But like, that in particular, just like, okay, if she's coming in on you with these fucking wind-clad versions of her specials, it's just never your turn, you know? And furthermore, her command grab is real. It's legit. It's there. It's going to happen. And standardized command grab speed means that there's none of this shit where like, oh, Nikali's got a command grab. The dunk is super cool. All right. How fast is it? 8 frames. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's really cool that like you can mix just the charge and the charge follow up, and people need to be like, it makes you second guess.
Exactly, right? That's what I was going to get to. So that's where I found it was a lot of fun, was the fact that, you back up, you have the wind, and then I can just do a quick one, and we're playing. But, if I know that you want to back up and wind up, then I'm just going to come at you. But then I hit you with the buttons when you started coming in. Yeah. And then there were a couple situations where it was like, oh, you did like the running bear grab, and then like I hit your armor, and then you got right through it. So it's like, okay, there's some answers you're gonna have, and don't let her back up and do it, because when she has those, you're gonna have to hold whatever mix is coming.
Yeah.
And then once we establish like, oh, I might be swinging at you or I might not, then I can back all up and just be like, well, I'm gonna hold it now. Right? What are we doing? Oh no, I didn't. Max charge. Let's go.
Oh no.
So it's like the idea of just like the little install tech that you can like attack from creates a thing where you have to stay on your toes on trying to stop her from winding up.
Yeah.
And then once she is winded up, you're just like, okay,
oh boy,
hope you stop the mix. Hope you can fuck it up somehow. If I have my wind and I've got drive and I'm approaching, and you feel a spire coming, maybe you can do your TK Borscht Dynamite.
I don't know. I tried
out of the air. Maybe you can do an air grab and be a god, But the point is that like she has two really scary things to keep you on her toes. She's got the wind-clad versions of her moves, wind-clad spire in particular, and then the command grab, you know, and that's just the whole game's going to be about that. And nice juggle potential in the air. I had like comboed into the level 2 off of the like is her medium kick, and then like there's more footage of her doing the wind-clad version of the level 2 in the air as well in certain air-to-air situations.
Didn't you cancel the chop that's like 2 hit
into level 1?
Right.
Into level 1.
So you can
the regular spin.
Blow up drive impacts with that button. You could fish.
Yeah, you were doing what were you doing that was armored? Was it a DI or bear grab?
It might have been
bear
grab. Yeah. Running bear grab with armor.
You armored through it the first time, and then the second time I did 2 hit, and then I canceled into level 1.
Yeah.
Right. This game is going to ask you to be extremely on point with recognizing that the button you just pressed is clashing against a drive impact or against someone's armor.
Yeah.
It's going to be extremely important that you see, oh fuck, and then I can cancel into super right away, or like level 3 to just be like, I have to beat whatever your armor is happening right now. The faster and the better you get at that, the less you're gonna fucking die to it constantly. Countering a drive impact with a drive impact, of course, is the textbook correct answer, but canceling it into level 3 is the next step up on the galaxy brain, right?
Even level 1 is fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So that was what was going on with her. I also had a couple of we saw some target combos in the move list as well that she got that I didn't get to try out. That seemed pretty cool.
Like some kind of like back heavy or something.
Yeah,
or...
she had a couple of different like decent looking target combos that were like good range, you know, because of like her pokes are all fucking with the wings, right? So and then at the one point I think I landed like light. I think I landed like standing jab, light kick, standing jab, or like something like that. I landed like a 3-string.
Most characters have a 3 light string in this
right,
game.
Yeah, like that. And you know, the three light string, and so 3 light string into anything that knocks you down is good.
That's pretty good.
That's solid, right? You know, like Luke,
something
jab,
down,
upper,
an EX. Yeah.
So you wanna, you know, you're gonna probably rely on that a good bunch. But yeah, that's kind of overall. I was like, yeah, no, she's simple, but like the shit she has is good. You know, so overall fantastic. And also for some strange reason, her level 3 is a super command grab, but is not a 720, right?
It's 2 fireballs or something.
Yeah. And I guess I'm thinking that that's less about her getting privilege on her move and more about Zangief having to have the legacy of a 720 input.
Yep, because Zangief player will get in there and they'll churn.
Right. But Manon's level 3 was also a command grab that had a double Hadouken
motion,
input,
yeah.
Right? So they just don't want to do the 720 input anymore unless you're Zangief, because that's a legacy input. Yeah. So I suspect that's the case. That was my match with Lily, and you were playing Geef at the time. So
Zangief. Chat, unless I'm mistaken, I feel like in this game, and from the discussions that I've had with the other people, you don't get free Oki after a crazy SPD, which to me is appropriate because then it would be Kusoge as fuck.
The blender.
That would be silly.
The blender.
That would be silly. I think we even saw like at some point like SPD into drive rush, and it seemed like he was like negative, like slightly like -1, -2 maybe.
That's nuts. Okay, I would have expected that you have to spend drive to get in and get it if you want it.
Yeah, when I was touching the character, I didn't feel like I had that. Then people would say, "Oh, it seems like it's possible." And then in like the chat that I was having with the friends, people were watching footage, and they were like, "Oh, it seems like you're like -1 or -2 or something." Like it's not like free. You go in and you go in and you go.
Yeah. Okay, but well, if it's -1 or -2, you're still back in.
You're still back in, but at least you're not plus.
You're not plus.
Yeah,
but.
Because that would be scary.
But you're Geef.
Yeah.
And you're back in.
You're back in.
Right. Something people are asking a lot about as well, because it's on the move list, is Zangief's command throw, regular throw list is now like 6 throws deep. Right.
Yeah.
So if you do light punch, light kick, his throw, you have a regular version, you have a version with a follow-up, but by holding it. I believe it said. Let me just confirm that.
Yeah.
And then you had back and throw for a different attack. You had forward and throw for a different attack. You had down forward. You had down back. He had like a number of different unique throws. And if you just do neutral, he does a body slam. And then if you hold throw, he does a follow up, right? And slams you down right in front of him. If you do back and light, then he grabs you and he throws you down right behind him. If you hold forward and throw, he does a German suplex, which leaves you at mid-range in front of him. Or I think this, and then
I forget the ranges,
right? But essentially, so basically, it was neutral, back, forward, down, forward, and then hold, right, for the extra. Down and throw is also an input. So literally every one of the 6 So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Yep.
are all inputs that you get with throw. And in terms of like the utility of that, from what we can tell, it seems that they all put you in a different place. So it's whether or not you want the opponent to land point blank, mid range, or full screen in front of or behind you. You know, so, and of course, I mean, also for just aesthetic and kayfabe reasons, it's awesome to see Geef with more fucking wrestling moves.
Wrestling!
You know, doing all these, like, yeah, spine buster, German suplex, all these different types of throws.
Wrestling is always number one!
Right? I mean, you know, you can't have, like, Beowulf up here, up showing Geef as the godfather of grapplers by having more different types of grabs, you know? So yeah, it seems to mainly be about like grabbing them and putting them in the corner, or you know, depending on where you are on the screen, where you want to drop them.
Yeah.
So that was something interesting as well. Couple new buttons, right?
Yeah, he has like a finger bang and something
cancelable down forward medium.
Yeah, medium punch
like
or
3 with medium punch.
Yeah. He also has armor on running bear grab, which is now the move actually has a purpose. You know, before like in Street Fighter 4, you had to like do EX to get the armor.
That's what I was like, didn't he always have it? And I was like, no, he had it on EX, but everyone only used EX, so that's what you were going to deal with. So as far as my brain goes, a running bear grab has armor forever. Like,
okay, I see.
In utility, in function,
because you always do the regular.
Did. Yeah, well,
well, it's cool that now we can use it and like catch people sleeping, you know.
Something interesting too is like, the max range on light SPD was like fucking.
Yeah, people are like saying like,
you know,
light SPD is crazy, but it was always crazy.
It was always crazy.
Like in Street Fighter 2, if you touch them with the tip of standing light kick, it was super far. You could SPD them. But same for 4, same for 5. But
now
it's scary.
Again, I'm a scrub. Probably don't know what I'm talking about. Probably going to say some shit that's incorrect, right? So, full disclaimer. Wasn't the trade-off in a lot of cases range for speed and or like the variable
range for Oki
for Oki?
Yeah.
Okay, startup wasn't
like, for example, no, there was no startup change. I think
there was no startup change across the board. Okay,
if I recall correctly, in Street Fighter 5, if you land heavy SPD, you get Oki. If you get medium or light, you don't, because you were like too far to get
the
back
range.
in.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you land the heavy and you committed from way closer range.
Yeah, and then you could keep on running the train.
And then EX would give you the best of both. It would be the maximum range.
You have medium SPD's range with the crazy damage on it.
Okay, yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. So, in this case as well, you had like, I did see like there's some footage of like you were wondering about confirming from lights into lariat, and it seems like he can. In fact,
yes. It seems I've seen people do crouch jab into stand jab lariat, EX at least. Crouching jab into lariat, depending on how you do it, if you're too far, I think it might whiff.
Okay,
from what I saw, but I saw people do jab, stand jab, lariat, and it comboed.
So you like, I guess the difference between EX lariat and regular lariat, is.
I mean,
are we talking? You know, is it across the board? Just like better starts up better, has better iframes, lasts longer. Like, you know, is it just like more of that in every single way? Because like like OD lariat is already just like a wild prospect. You know,
lariat into level 2. You know,
my guess was like, I'm like, oh, this replaces kick lariat, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
You know, because remember you used to have the kick and then the extended long one, but. Not sure.
Yeah. Someone mentioned the juggle potential. Maybe you can do EX lariat into air EX SPD or something.
Yeah, ODs have juggle potential.
OD. Maybe.
That's true. And I think so I blocked the at one point yours and then got hit with the back end of it. Which didn't that used to be the case with no. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't think
that
it. I
being
don't
a
think it.
thing.
Yeah, I don't think that was on you. I was kind of thinking back, and I'm like, wait, no, wasn't that a thing where like you'd be up close, but like if you tried to act too early, you'd still eat the back half of it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So, in any case, though, that was all interesting. The Yeah, I would love to see if you can treat Tiger Need, Borscht Dynamite as guys old Street Fighter 4 EX TK command grab.
I wonder how the hitbox is on that.
Because there were situations where like some bullshit moments where you're slightly airborne and he would just be able to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking Ramio. The local guy
Source
player
of protein on Twitter.
Man, like there'd be these little moments of like, oh, you were doing a button that was like slightly airborne.
Yeah.
Shoop, get grabbed, right?
Get grabbed.
Can he do a Borscht Dynamite in those moments if there's a hard call out?
That's very interesting.
Like Condor Spire, you know?
Yeah. Oh, someone in the chat, I don't know if that's true, is saying that OD Lariat is invol, so now he has a wake up.
It's a reversal.
If it's true, then that is true. That would be one of his reversal options. Because he doesn't have a reversal in Street Fighter 5, because all the command throws are 5 frame, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
I mean...
If that's true, that's big. But I don't know if that's true. I'm just reading off the chat.
I mean... If they're giving JP that fucking counter on wake up, then I guess Geef is gonna get a lariat.
Captain Power Driver, he needs it. He needs it. I want to churn and spin. The game is not out yet. You can have whatever you want.
Okay. Well. Because because we always used to press Geef on wake up, right? Like because we wouldn't have the fear of God installed in those situations already, right?
Yeah,
lovely. Or like if you start fucking around and doing strings that are not real, it's not like there is anything else to worry about fighting against Geef. So yeah, no, cool. Reversal, make that a reversal. Oh no. Well, we'll need confirmation.
Yeah, we'll need confirmation. What's scaring you?
No, just implications.
Yeah.
Of having him do that, have a reversal, and it's not just like, oh, they're churning butter for, right? Situations where you'd be afraid and or where that they're like churning, for you to fuck up. And then you go, well, I'm just going to jump here. And then they, whiff. And then you come back down.
And then they mash Lariat.
And then they mash Lariat instead. And then you don't get to jump out, actually. You eat it.
Yeah, because it's EX Lariat too. So then they're going to convert or something, right? Cool. Are you scared yet? You should be.
Man. Against Zangief. Like... From every moment of every match, I'm scared. And you just act like Hulk. The fear is always there. You learn to live with it and respect it, and then like it doesn't actually look like fear when you're playing, because it's like whatever you want to call it. I guess the term is respect, but it's fear.
Yeah, that's fear.
It's fear.
That's fear.
All right,
like,
so he's got that.
If you mash DP on Zangief, you're losing 50 at least. You're getting like punish countered into EX SPD or standing high kick punish counter launcher into air EX SPD. You're gonna sweat.
Drop kick for calling out sweeps.
Is it true you can charge his jump high kick or something? I think you can jump and charge his high kick and it does like a counter hit, a wall bounce.
Yes.
But you can also charge whiff into SPD.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't see that second part. But like, yes, the wall splat off of the fucking drop kick. Yeah.
My heart is pumping, man. I don't even have the game next to me. My heart is stressing out, man. Okay. Oh. Yo.
I wasn't even. What was I like you? God, there's something else I was gonna bring up that I just forgot. I remember we were questioning as well because when he does his drive impact, it looked like it was shorter than everyone else's, right? Visually, it seems like he doesn't move forward very far.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of looking, and then I was like, oh, like, are we dealing with different ranges here? And I was actually going to see if I can set up, I was going to set up like a comparison video. But it seems like actually, no, it is universalized in its length. And he moves forward just about the same as everyone else does. It's just that because he's so big, it just looks like he's not moving forward as far.
Yeah.
You know? But like when you kind of like look at it in the grid and you have like everything lined up, like he ends in the same place that everyone else's drive impact does. Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah, you got that. Then you got the fucking the 3 chops, the chest slaps.
Yeah.
Right.
And the down kicks too.
And the down kicks, which are
down stomp, down kick.
And I think I saw the door cancelable.
Yes. I think I saw a nephew doing stomp into EX lariat.
Low lariat.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, he's got some tools that you're gonna have to fucking deal with, man. Okay. Does his charge, his armored
standing high punch, just like in Street Fighter 5, you can hold it to charge it, and it has armor on it.
It has armor on it. We didn't hear anything about or see anything about it like having DI breaking properties though, right? Nothing
I
like
wouldn't think
is
so.
Marisa exclusive in her DI breaking?
That's possible.
Because I'm trying to think of any other instances of that across the full cast, and it seems like she's the only one that I can recall that had that.
That's possible.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Oh yeah, and then I guess just like when it comes to the level 2, right?
Yeah. So in the video, I was holding the button, and after we had a discussion, it's possible that if you hold the button, it's just gonna spin. But if you let go of the button and you hold a direction left or right, then it's going to do a slam, and then you can keep the remainder of your level 2 and use it later in the combo.
Yeah. As if it were a V-trigger.
As if it were a V-trigger.
So yeah, I guess it's like it'll be one of those situations where like you can call out for the grab ender.
Yeah.
Although I wonder if like I wonder what the damage difference is going to be like between like going for like launch into Borscht Dynamite versus just going for that, like if there's an actual like damage incentive because when you pick forward or back, it's just positional, right? So
grabs break DI. Yes, you can grab DIs. DIs will break if you hit them 3 times before they activate. You can jump over them, you can parry them, you can grab them, you can super them, and I think that's all. And you can DI back. Yeah.
That's I think a lot of what people were like theorizing is just like how fucked up it's gonna be in like anyway a bunch of people's like the moment you're a grappler and you see a flash, just
yep.
You know, you're like no, just grab that shit, whatever you're doing immediately, you know. And even if it's I guess depending on what it is, like you can like fucking 720, you know, like whatever flash you see.
Can you standing 720?
If a button is happening and it's getting armored through?
Yeah, if you're poking it, then that's free.
No, that's what I mean.
That's gonna be free. Poke into SPD.
That's what I'm doing. Like you're doing pokes and then like you see a flash and you're just like spin.
Yep.
And whatever version, how many times do I want to spin? What do I want to commit to? It's all going through. It's gonna work, right? So fucking be wary of drive impacting anyone who's got a goddamn fucking real command grab. A lot of people were asking about modern controls on GIF as well, I guess, and what that was going to look like. I mean, we had such a limited time to record that we didn't look at any of that at all. There was enough questions as it stands about just the regular classic controls with the cast. So we didn't.
Yeah, that's a whole discussion.
It's a whole other discussion, right? But you can look at the template of what we've seen so far with modern controls and probably guess what the outcomes are going to be. You know, you're probably going to have a like down plus special, he'll do the grab, you know, normal special, he'll do the lariats, and maybe forward and special button, running bear grab, maybe back and special. I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
You know, but it'll be you'll have a one button command grab for sure. But it's going to scale with an extra 20%. Or if you are using modern controls and you actually do the 360 and press light, medium, or heavy attack buttons, you're going to get that version of the move and it'll be unscaled because you did the command input.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. 20% is not on everything across the board when you use modern controls, by the way. It's 20% if you use the shortcut, right? So that applies to supers as well. Supers will hit for 80% of their damage if you do a one button super input. But if you manually input it, you're getting the full thing.
I wonder if you perfect parry, if that adds to the scaling of the super, you know,
50%. Well, special. Supers always have their minimum, right?
Yeah. Level 1 is minimum 30, level 2 is minimum 40, level 3 is minimum 50, as well as critical art.
Yeah, so I think if you do level 3, you're going to have minimum 50 no matter what the reductions are.
I see. It's going to override the modern restriction, you think?
It'll cap at the cap, probably.
Okay.
Because we saw in modern where like it said when you do the move or whatever, and you see the 80%.
Yeah.
So if that's what they're going to use to determine the scaling, it'll hit the 50 threshold and then stop there, or the 40 or the 30 if it's level 1, right? Yeah, so I mean, if you have any questions about, you know, GIFG and modern controls, like the modern versions of everything seem to be like pretty universalized in their application. So
I've seen some crazy things with modern control. I saw somebody show a video where they were showing that it would hit confirm for you. So, for example,
yes,
it would do light kick with Ryu, and on counter hit, it would do one combo, like EX Fireball or EX Tattoo or whatever. And on punish counter, it would be like, oh, that's a punish counter, EX Donkey Kick automatically. So people are like, yo, is this actually a legit thing?
The tech.
Is this actually a legit option to go modern? And have one button super, one button whiff punish. One guy was whiffing a button.
One button anti DP, one
Shinku
button super.
Hadoken.
Yeah. And the modifier button, the assist button that changes your strings was like you would throw out a different normal, and if it hit, it would confirm all the way to using your meter or your super or whatever. But if it was blocked, it would stop short of spending the meter. So like it absolutely does hit confirm for you, you know? If you want to put a game plan, wrap a game plan around that, plan for like doing most of your inputs manually, but occasionally using the fast one for like situational like reactions to sacrifice that extra 20%. That could be a thing. I think what's bigger is not that damage reduction, since it's an optional thing when you play. It's the fact that you miss some buttons, right? What button are you sacrificing in neutral, and are you really gonna be able to fight effectively without it in certain matchups? You know, it seems like there's at least 3-4 buttons that you don't get access to.
Yeah.
Like they're in the middle of an auto combo string, but they won't be like
available
right away as a normal thing. So I don't know if that's trade-off is worth it, you know? But yeah, shit like that sounds pretty fucking cheap, you know? You do have to stop and look at it. And I'll say this too. Depending on the character, whatever the tool you took away is, if it's a character that actually is fine without that tool, you're going to see people compete with it.
Absolutely.
If they don't ban modern, for any reason, you'll see modern people in bracket, you know, and
like you could play Ryu without back high kick, you know. He plays footsies, does fireball, DP, has a DI, a parry, everything.
No, the moment I saw that it was like shortcuts optional, or manual input for regular damage and regular control over your moves, were like a Grand Blue type thing, I was like, oh, that right away makes it way more viable. If it was like the moment you pick modern, you just do 80% damage across the board compared to what you usually do, that would be a completely different situation. But the fact that it's so optional, and that you can pick modern and still do mostly 100% damage is like, we're gonna see it. Yeah. And you know, as the discussion with like, you know, every time a game has easier inputs, like what does that mean for like the broad accessibility of the game? And like, you know, this discussion has been had many times, but the conclusion is always the same. Whatever makes it easier for a new player makes it easier for a veteran.
Yeah.
And, you know, modern controls in the hands of someone with incredible fundamentals who's already fucking godlike, you know what I mean? It just makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
You know? So like there's no way that you're gonna, I don't know that modern will carry you to fucking Grandmaster necessarily, unless you already
are really good.
Already were really good to begin with. Yeah, you know.
Someone is saying correction about EX Lariat. It's projectile invul on frame 1. Didn't hear anything about regular invul. Okay.
Well, okay.
That's the thing.
Regular Lariat is always projectile involved at some point.
It used to be, right? It used to go through projectiles in 2, 4, 2, 4, 5.
That's what Lariat is.
That's what it does, right?
That's what Lariat is.
Yeah.
And again, EX Ball doesn't fucking go through things anymore.
I guess, I guess they're saying it's not, the regular one is not projectile.
Not on frame one. Not on frame 1.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So at some point, maybe a little bit later.
I should have tested. Actually, I could test that to see if there's like extended limbs on fireballs, like Ryu. Like in Street Fighter 5, if you did a fireball, I could be like full screen and DP your limbs.
Okay. Well, no.
Maybe not full screen, but like outside of like crouching medium kick.
Extends forward.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the fireball would come, and I was outside of like Ryu's medium kick, and I could DP it fierce. So that sucked. Meanwhile, Gal would go like Sonic Boom with his T-Rex arms, and like he's super clean. He's like, hold that.
Not only is he not throwing himself forward to, he's also like recovering immediately.
Yeah. What a clown.
Like, man.
Anyway. Yeah, that's that.
Man. I don't know if anybody spent any of their time going back to Guile and seeing if anything got changed, but that would have been a worthy sacrifice. That would have been like, I kind of wish we spent at least 5 minutes just going quickly and then going like, did they
is
fucking,
he still a shit?
is he still a fucking asshole?
Yeah.
Just confirm whether or not that, you know, and because chances are he is.
He probably is. And like, to be honest, after seeing like what is in the game, I don't feel like I can honestly and humbly complain about Guile. Because I feel he just disappears in the mass of holy shit, what's going on?
But okay, we're gonna have to see what he looks like as is. Yes,
all release
against the likes of JP and Deejay.
Boy,
because that is the zoning pantheon right there. Those are the 3 fucking kings of zoning. And I don't know what it's gonna look like, but moving right along, JP, just fucking perish.
Yo, for real.
That's it, man. Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen. Remember Samsho? Remember Genjiro? Remember how good he was?
Yeah, with the cards?
Right. As a result of Genjiro being so good and so problematic to fight, and everyone had to deal with them. If you didn't pick him, then you had to learn how to fight him. He became the overlearned matchup. And I suspect that JP matchup knowledge will be so labbed, so explored.
Yeah.
The mind meld of how to handle dealing with this character is going to become like the uniting bonding factor for all of us. And I think that like JP is just he's gonna get labbed into like a state where you can breathe, you know, but everyone is gonna be like suffering together because of how fucking bad it's gonna be. It's gonna be rough until we hit that point of community knowledge checks.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's knowledge checks all over this game, but you know, by this point, if you haven't already seen it, it's just how many different ways do you want? Do you like someone to zone you out like do you like someone doing boxer style like rush punches at you with the same mixes, except it's the projectile? He's got that. Noob Sidebot style, right? Yeah. I'm gonna hang back here and send my boy out. Or I can just be Glacius from Killer Instinct and just be like burp, 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 burp.
Spike, spike, spike.
Right? Lambda, new.
Mm-hmm.
Always delayed, always you gotta cook. Right? 1.5 seconds after the activation is the timing of when it actually comes out. Unless I decide to snap my fingers
right
and
away.
Make it happen faster.
Yeah.
So don't get too comfortable on those timings, you know.
Or if he wants to, he can go through the window and just like teleport next to you.
Mm-hmm. If he wants to be there.
Mad away. Yeah.
You know, or I'll just do a command grab from far, which you're gonna have to learn the color and the startup, and you're gonna have to listen to what he says. Put your headphones on.
Yo,
put your fucking headphones on.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to listen, you know, and see the startup, right? Yeah. No. Yeah, he can zone you with the straightforward horizontal, like screen crossing projectile. He can do the shard out the ground. He can do the aerial shard. It's a lot of bullshit. Yeah.
And once you manage to get in, congratulations, buddy. You made it. Try to push a button.
What do we want to do? Which resource will I use to get out of dodge today? Shall I use my super meter? No problem. Level 1. Oh, was there a gap there? I'm sorry. Let me use this crowbar to fucking crowbar that gap open and do my level 1 super in between. Right? I don't have super. No problem. Let me use my drive.
Oh, yeah, I got some drive.
Touch me.
Hold these.
Right?
Hold these.
No gray life. No.
There's no gray life?
No gray life.
Oh, shit. I didn't notice that.
Tanks the hit.
So you can do it with 0 health? I forgot him. Okay, you can counter with no health? That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Hold these orbs.
Am I in the corner? Damn, I thought I was. Turns out you're in the corner.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Dude, the pimp hand is way strong. Way strong on this fella.
Shit. He snapped his fingers. He put the shard behind me. He's going to teleport out of the corner. Let me back out so I can get ready for that. So I can let me space it so that I can counter him the moment he teleports out. He didn't teleport out.
Oh.
Now he's jumping out.
He's going to make you sweat.
Right?
Yep. Okay, that's a lot of projectile zoning. Well, okay, maybe I can parry. Okay, I'll parry the projectiles and all this stuff. Maybe I can come out in the positive. Right? Right? Command throw. Oh, I forgot about that.
But I was parrying.
Yeah, well, now you get punished.
Parry this, casual.
Just get punished, son.
Yeah. No. Just it's the knowledge check. You're going to have to become romantically familiar with the startup of everything he's doing and the rhythm of it. And everyone is going to do remember
back in
the
the
good old days.
Ah,
Remember the good old days when nobody knew what they were doing?
oh yes. Put on the old timey filter on top of this right now.
And I would pick Blanka, and I would do Ultra 1. Well, it was only Ultra at that point in time.
Yeah.
There was no Ultra 2. And I would slap the ground. And then you'd be like, oh, he's doing his Ultra. Let me block it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, it hits you low.
Oh.
And then you're like, damn, it's a low?
That's crazy.
Let me crouch.
Okay,
and then
I'm going to block low this time.
Then you block it low. And then he goes, bah!
All right, I'm going to put...
And then the ball jumps up. And
I got hit?
Drops on your head. And you go,
that's a cross-up?
And then you got to learn to block it low and then block it high and then make sure it doesn't cross over behind the neck and catch you right here.
Darn tootin', rowdy, rancid Blanka players and their tricks and gimmicks.
That day was the day that people decided they weren't shaking hands anymore. Nobody said back in the days of ST that they weren't going to shake Honda player hands.
No.
Right? Body projectile characters. Initially comparable, it starts to spread out as the versions go on. Street Fighter 4 comes along, and then I think it's actually CVS 2 was probably around the time when people started getting really fucking disgusted. Let's be real.
Yeah,
that's not the point. The point is this: when JP does his level 2 super, and you see all that screen pollution come out, we mentioned there's the 2 overheads in there. The
sparks that are on top are overheads.
That's what we confirmed, right? It has since been confirmed that there's lows as well. So there is a low and then 2 overheads. So you actually are going to have to switch block and learn the sequence, providing there's no cross-up, mix-up teleport.
But he's coming at you at the same time.
This is correct.
Like, if you look at the nephew's footage, the super's coming and he's dashing while the orbs are hitting the opponent. He's dashing like Ed style.
Well, Reggie, you have an option that you can take. JP, just perish.
Man.
Yeah. No. Take the throw. What throw? I'm not throwing you. I know you're going to get hit. Just take the throw. Just take the throw. There is no throw.
No throw. I'm going to strike.
Yeah. No. So, anyways, it just looks like it's nuts, right? All right. What else is going on? He's got the giant fucking anti-air hard kick. Full juggle potential off of that.
Oh.
Right. Into he does it as he's got a massive anti-air hard kick, which then you can go straight into ground shard. And if you have anything else set up, you can combo off of that too.
Yeah.
With EX potential, you can definitely pop EX and then level 3 if you want to. I mean, there's the overhead cane
right.
target combo
a
mix.
Lot of target combos, into low and to overhead, right?
Right. So make a guess and make it hurt when you do block it correctly, Yeah, and I guess the thing with the defensive options with the reversal is that, like, the reversal he doesn't actually hit you immediately. It just creates in about a second you're going to have to block.
Yeah.
So if you're a grappler and you're like, I'm going to just grab, I don't care, then you can probably ignore the timer on that. And I imagine by the time the animation completes, they'll have detonated.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool if you'd like SPD and then pop, that you can avoid them or so. But like, there is something to that, right? Where like you activate the counter and then you're going to have to like make a decision quickly. Yeah. But most JPs will probably expect, the counter's been activated. They're probably going to go for a throw at this point and something, right? And they're going to have to try to get something going.
Oh, so he can layer it however he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And be careful if you're full screen throwing projectiles, or you're gonna eat spike into level 3 or some BS,
So yeah, does JP sitting on a full stick of butter mean that it's time to seal everything?
Yeah, level 3, you're in danger.
Does it literally just mean it's time to stop playing? You know, is this critical counter in KOF 12? Is this Goku? Is this Phoenix Wright?
Yeah.
How bad is it? Right? It clearly can't be like, it has a startup as we know. Like, it can't be nothing, but you can't be clowning around, right?
Nope.
You have to be insanely cautious at that point, and you have to be like walking forward and making every decision carefully count. You know, can't overcommit, basically. Which, to be fair, when everyone has their level 3, you have to get pretty cautious about it.
Yeah.
But with him, it's going to be not just within the range of the threat. That little like, we're scared of each other dance you get into when we both are sitting on it. You're going to be having to do that for the whole fucking screen, you know? Like, did you jump, you fucking idiot? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I don't know. While I was playing JP, you were playing Cammy.
Yes, I was playing Cammy and pushing buttons. I had I was trying Street Fighter 4 combos. It wasn't working. I was trying like Street Fighter 5 stuff. They did change her links a little bit.
Okay.
Like, sending me a punch is not cancelable. You have better combos when you do a punish counter, obviously. Some counter hit conversions as well. So up close, she has good buttons. And after we played, I was like, I hope that she doesn't have to force her way in and that she can still play footsies.
Did you try?
And one of the buttons that I was missing was forward heavy kick, which is actually cancelable. And a lot of like characters in this game, they have some kind of like heavy advancing normal or a heavy button that'll challenge the mid-range that you can convert from. So forward heavy kick, which is special cancelable with Cammy, is a really crazy new button that they gave her, and I'm looking forward to see what she can do with like everything else that she has, you know.
You were trying Street Fighter 5 links?
I tried Street Fighter 4 crouching heavy punch into crouching medium kick. That didn't work.
Okay.
But the trials, after we checked them, it said that you can do crouching heavy punch into crouching medium punch.
Okay.
In punish counter, that'll work. Crouching heavy punch into crouching medium kick. You can do a lot more links. And after a drive rush as well. So, yeah, there are things. There are definitely things with her. And she has a lot of pressure with her hooligan in this game.
Bro, okay. We didn't capture this, right? And we only found out after the fact. Like, the variations created by charged hooligan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, so regular, uncharged, she already has.
She has everything.
4 or 5 options.
So you can do hooligan, which is fireball punch, I believe. And if you do punch, she does a fast fall. If you do kick, she does a cannon strike. If you do down kick, she does the overhead. That is the V trigger 2 follow up in Street Fighter 5. And if you do throw, she does the throw out of the hooligan. You can also charge the drill, the cannon spike, and the hooligan. So you do fireball and you hold heavy punch. Well, and she does an enhanced version.
All options get amplified.
That's right.
Not in an EX context.
Not in a context.
Just a raw, regular charged hooligan. So then you get 2 hits off of the slide. You get
the no button option is
the no button option where she hits you and slides. She gets 2 hits off of it, which you follow up, with stuff as well. Or like the flip kick and yada yada. So
that means that, like, considering that, like, she can play footsies and when she's up close her buttons are crazy, she's gonna be a menace just like in every Street Fighter, except 2, because 2 she wasn't that great, but 4 or 5.
Like I said, if she's in my face, I'm losing. Therefore, the goal is to just not have her be in my face ever under any circumstances. Almost.
Will this be a situation where you might use the drive reversal a few times?
Spend it. Yeah, I mean, okay. Here's the thing, right? If I see a hooligan and I can just DP immediately every single time and never think about it, that would be a lovely world to live in. No, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Shoot
that. Yeah, right? Like, if you're in range where I can DP you as you're doing that drop, you're probably not doing it in the right place to begin with. But if you're doing it, you know, in a way where it's like, oh, that no, nuh-uh, right? So, because the why not though? Because the fucking cancel drop is so fucking fast that you're probably gonna whiff your Shoryuken.
Yeah. Because there wasn't that before. Usually, Hooligan, okay, she's coming.
She's committed to this.
She's coming to you,
right?
But in this case, I can go. Nope, I'm gonna stay here. You're here. I'm here. I'm gonna come towards. No, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, my mistake. No. Just do it. Stop being scared. You're right. Actually, true. My bad. That's how you win Evo. Just do it.
Just
Stop being.
do
Yeah,
it.
you're right.
Don't let your dreams stay dreams.
No problem. You know. Don't worry about the full level 3 fucking punish that comes and burns you the fuck out as a result of being an asshole. Right?
I respect that energy, PK
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I hope after you do it and you fucking die, you nod and you go, yep.
Yeah. That's fair.
I hope you do the knowledge nod.
Yeah. That's good. Yo, she also has a spinning back fist, which doesn't seem to be garbage for the first time ever.
Point blank cross up, right?
EX overdrive,
OD.
spinning back fist, cross up in the back, pow! Into combo.
Nothing personal, kid.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Too bad the cat can't be a striker. Comes in on the win pose with the dive. Like, even the cat has a dive kick. In her win pose, the cat dive kicks into the screen and then she pets it. So
that's sick.
It's been learning.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What else about Cammy? Yeah,
the charged versions of her.
Yeah, like I said, she can charge not only the hooligan but also the drill and the uppercut.
Extra juggle potential.
You
off
can
of those
juggle
too.
a bit better as well. She has sick combos. Like you can do like jump medium punch into dive kick and
so the trials show off the sickest stuff.
It is so nice.
Yeah,
like Cammy players are gonna have fun with this version.
Like jump air to air, dive, and then two of those in the combo before going into the charge.
And great juggles with the drive rushes too, into like drills in the corner and the DP. Oh yeah.
And also there's a lot of swag where you can do so you can do the jump into the dive and then you can do it into the super, right? For again, extra juggle potential. I suspect we're probably almost never gonna see the anime neckbreaker super.
Oh,
the
you
grounded
think people
version?
are going to use level 1 to level 2 more?
Because of the juggle potential that we see off of it, right? And when you see the dive kick in particular, the air version, like you do it mid combo, you know, and then you end big with like an OD version, unless you go all the way into the level 3 or so for the damage. But like it seems based on like some of the advanced combos in the trials we see and a lot of the setups that you're going to see her using the juggle version of the level 2 as opposed to the cool Street Fighter the anime thing, which, you know, right? Yeah, but like it'll be hype to catch that every once in a blue moon. But as for now, it feels like we're probably not.
And that's the level 2, right?
The level 2 grounded version.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it
for the swag finish. Absolutely,
well,
do it for the swag.
Maybe not even for the swag, because sometimes I, depending on like how much drive I have, and like if my level 3 is like not gonna kill, I might save 1 bar just to get me out of trouble when I do a conversion.
Okay.
That's just the way I play. Yeah,
but like, you know, if you're a big dick G, ball swanging, and you have confidence in your actions, you're going to go for your optimal punishes every single time. Your optimal play, your optimal damage every single time.
No,
right?
not always. Sometimes I want to keep resources.
Well, if it's for the kill.
For the kill, yeah, sure. But if it's not going to kill, then I'll make a quick judgment call.
I'm talking, in situations where, okay. Yes. But just based on what we've seen so far, utility-wise, it seems like you're going to see aerial level 2 and or finish ending with level 3.
It's really good.
That'll be her.
It's really good.
Deal. Okay. So Deejay.
Oh, the dancer.
Yes. Definitely. I definitely, you know, wish we gave a little more respect on his name.
Yeah.
again, the shit you find out, you know. So yeah, DJ is definitely going to be one of the best zoners, but will he be able to keep up with the others? We'll have to see, right? Does the fact that he has a feint, which, you know, as we learned in the HD remix days, is an incredible tool. Everyone loves the ability to fucking make someone jump and then nothing happens, and you feel like an idiot when you do. Feints off of the up kicks, feints off of the step kick, right? Like, and then what was that about, like being able to use a button off of the like with the up kick feint or something to that effect? Does that ring a bell? I feel like there was something about like his ability to get slightly airborne and get a button out if he does the up kick feint, right? So
oh, you can fall with a button.
I think so.
That's
or I
sick.
heard something about that. Then yeah, but like, so when it comes down to it, then you have like max out and then double max out, right? So like king style, right? Now that's incredible. I guess my question is like, he'll definitely be able to challenge a bunch of like, you know, the sonic booms and a lot of that pressure, not to mention the OD version of it that just looks like the big blade that flies across. Does the fact that he doesn't have different speed strengths affect his ability to like zone as effectively / like win out in certain ranges, right? Because you know how you use different fireball timings to change the jump pattern and therefore fuck with
the jump pattern, or just the moment when it clashes with other projectiles or the blocks,
or people. Oh yeah, exactly. Like to mix it up, to keep it unpredictable, right? His max out will always be a single max out at the same speed, or a double max out at the same speed, and there's no variant to that. Whereas when a sonic boom comes out, it might be a light, medium, heavy, or it might be a sonic blade, or it might be a sonic break, or an OD version of all of the above minus the sonic break, right? So like, Guile is a bully because he's got a great fireball that he recovers quickly from, and he's got many versions of it.
Yeah.
DJ has an incredibly he has a really good fireball, but he doesn't have as many variations to it, you know.
Well, if it's really, really good, I think it should be fine. And how do you do the double one? Is it just heavy, or do you have to charge
just
something?
Heavy.
Okay. Does he have a charge?
They're both charges. His fireball and his up kicks are charged.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. A charge move. You mean? Okay. There's
yes.
no move. The feint is just a feint. It doesn't charge anything. It's
sorry.
nothing.
Can you specify what you mean when you say charge?
Is
it back for 2 seconds, or rather back for?
Yeah. So charge. You mean charge back for 2 seconds?
That's what the word
down.
charge is on.
Okay, all right. Yes. Okay, that's good. Okay, because
what do you mean?
a long time ago, I thought it meant like he was charging and he could feint and charge or buff his.
You mean hold the button?
Yeah, or something.
Oh no!
No, there's none. There's none of that.
No. You don't hold the button down for anything. No.
Okay.
It's you do sonic boom input with light, and he does a fake fireball.
Okay.
You do sonic boom input with medium, and he
does a single,
one.
And with
sonic boom with heavy and he does two.
Okay, so yeah, I think the fact that he does 2 is good enough.
I think
that's how it works.
I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's just, like, there's no slow one.
No,
you know,
he doesn't need it at this point.
There's
because of the 1 versus 2 option that's free.
Yes.
Yeah.
But which is I'm just saying, like you're trading off what used to be slow. Slow slasher, fast slasher. Yeah, that is different. It's a different gameplay for that. It's different.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Just Cool, you know, is it's dope. It's fun. It's got a baked in overhead. It's got a baked in low. Sway back, yada yada, all that swag. But Just Cool into forward heavy punch, I want to say, where he does the dash, that's the sauce, because you're in a fireball war with him already. Bad decision, but here we are. And then he can Just Cool dash through a fireball, and then he can either punish or sway back again if something else is happening. You know, So
I hope he can't sway back into a projectile. That would be silly. Like if you just go
goes past
through
it
and then he goes
then,
back, yeah.
It's unless it was super slow.
Yeah.
Jury, maybe. I could see him running through the jury fireball and then swaying back and hitting it.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Maybe a break, yeah.
But the sway going forward goes right through projectiles. You know, so he's got like zoning tools and anti-zoning tools. Yeah. And that's a fantastic thing to have in Street Fighter 6, where zoning is back and it's real.
Yeah.
I need some water. Sorry.
You gotta stay hydrated. But yeah, Deejay, like, I think he's gonna be a threat, and you can space his sobats as well. He doesn't have I don't think he can alter his jump arc.
Yeah,
with the knee shot.
So the knee shot,
down, like kick in the air.
So before with Deejay, what you used to be able to do is do jump in and either cross up medium kick or down and light kick.
And stay in front.
He would be either landing in front or he'd cross up behind, and then you could crouch and do light
jab to crouching medium kick sweep.
Yeah, jab, and then crouching medium kick, which would knock you down, and then you do it again.
Yeah, that was the Deejay vortex.
And that was the vortex, and that seems like that's not the case. So while you can do the knee, it's not going to be the same arc as a cross up would have been. But I still think he can combo into the sweep though. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say what I don't know actually. But the other thing that's there is again like the slide, which is his crouching heavy kick, which used to be used as an anti-air, and it would just go under a lot of buttons and trip guard you essentially. And that seems like it's still there. We'll have to see if its hitbox extends far enough to serve that purpose. But that's a fantastic anti-air option he has. And then he's got a bunch of he's got some target combos and unique attacks that when you combo end with the rapid punches, it fucking hurts.
Yep.
The damage is crazy on that. That right?
was always crazy.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 was like one jump in, stun.
Incredible.
Jump in,
yeah. Oh. Or you can go for and then his dread kicks.
Yeah.
You've got the faint light version, or dread kick medium is one kick, knocks down, or dread kick heavy is two kicks, doesn't.
Yeah, which is weird, which is usually like
odd, right?
Be backward usually, right?
Yeah, usually you'd think one kick would keep you standing, and then this two of them would be the combo ender, but it's not actually.
Yeah. Hey, knockdown.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Staying up.
So do you do like a combo that ends with the extra damaging version with the two kicks, and then like you're still standing at the end of it? Unusual, but yeah. No, Deejay has some stuff, and as a couple of people have been saying, and like Sajam was mentioning the ability to stop his level 2 midway through, and then continue into a combo.
Yep.
So
not doing the finisher,
getting that Rock Howard shit going. We'll have to see what maximum swag looks like.
It seems like a few people tried to do the full Deadly Rave thing, and they were having trouble with the timing, so it might take a bit of time for Deejay players to get used to that. So
in other games where you have like manual input, like Rakuranbus, as you'd call them, like Deadly Rave and what's the other one? Dragon Install Sakai. With Holy Order Soul.
Okay.
He can do his you do the inputs for his like it's basically a full combo that ends with his super, and it's an instant kill that you have to manually input each hit for. Both of those you hit the next button the moment the current button is landing. So I would assume that's the timing.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's what every other fighting game has respected, that thing where just like press a button and then on the hit of the one that you just pressed, you do the next one, right? And yeah, and it seems like you always do whatever button to start, light, medium, heavy punch, light, medium, heavy kick, and then you can choose a punch or a kick ender. Or if you don't end it, then they get a crumple.
Yeah.
Right.
And the starter is one of the light, well, any of the punchers.
Yeah. Okay. While I was using him, you were using Honda.
Honda, yeah. I was mashing buttons. Interestingly, one of the first things that I tried was to do butt slam through your projectile to see if I could do the gimmicky butt slam vortex for Street Fighter 4 and 5. It doesn't go through projectiles, EX or regular. So I was like, huh, okay. So I guess you have to do the down punch, clap the projectiles away.
And that's his anti-fireball tool now. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Excuse me. Water.
Okay.
What about did we see any results or tests with headbutt?
I don't
EX
know
headbutt
much about it.
Or OD headbutt? No.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't see anything about that.
So now I guess butt slam is just like to combo into or to like
depending on the frame data, maybe if it's like safe on block, maybe you can get in. If you hit it, you get a knockdown. It might hit you in the air.
It feels like like I'm wondering if it loses. It doesn't have projectile invincibility, but like it's probably still a pretty great anti-air. You know, it's probably still going to serve that purpose. I don't know though. You know, like I don't know if anyone else spend a ton of time with Honda as well.
Yeah, you can't mash his hands.
But what do the unmashed hands like leave you at on block?
I think I saw something like they're all unsafe, like -4 for light and -8 for heavy or something.
Okay.
You can buff the hands
for the actual
with the
100.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see enough of Honda, unfortunately.
Okay.
I know in Street Fighter you could have a V skill that allowed you to cancel any normal into hands. Yeah, people are saying -4 with light and -8 with medium and heavy.
Okay. So yeah,
so you need to hit confirm into it. You can't just like rah, 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 rah.
No more the old days of hand.
Yeah.
Standing roundhouse
with medium punch.
Stop sign, as we mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Jumping heavy
Jumping
punch.
fierce is still there, and you can still drift backwards while doing it. Or the super looks cool. The level 2, he does the headbutt and hands into headbutt. A drill headbutt. That's really cool. About time that he spun while doing headbutts. That's good.
Add a little swag, a little stank on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though I feel like we unfortunately didn't test enough Honda to get all the information.
You can still cancel his stomp into command throw or into other things. You can probably do headbutt. I didn't try it. Not headbutt, but stomp. I didn't try it, but you probably could. Ochio throw is pretty good.
And the level 1 just rush tackle one.
Yeah, it's like a bang, get out of here, full screen.
I kind of wonder if there's any is there any projectile challenge to it, or like is there another usage besides?
Right.
Is there something to it besides the?
And he had a new move as well, right? Where he runs.
Oh, He had a command run into the follow up, like 2 hits or 1 hit. I think you can pick
and there's one that's a launcher as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the level 1 Honda Super is invincible at start, and I guess you can just challenge stuff with it. Then
get off me.
Sumo dash.
The sumo dash.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we can only report on what we saw. So that was pretty much that.
Oh.
What?
Okay. So the sumo dash into punch can check your opponent up close as a way to continue your pressure.
Oh. Okay, so if you land the sumo dash into the 2 hits, then you actually get to do something afterwards.
And then the other one was a launcher.
The other one was a launcher, yeah. If you have a question, now's the time. I'm going to see if I can go back and catch some of the other ones that were asked, but yeah.
Meanwhile, I will look at the bottom of the chat. New World Tour thoughts.
Oh, yeah. World Tour footage is going to come out as well. We have some more World Tour stuff from the chapter after the demo.
Oh yeah, there's some cool stuff happening in that video. There's some cool stuff.
So we're gonna be putting out basically a chapter 2 video as well, and yeah, you know, it seems like it's gonna be a fun way to kill some time, to run around and you know, master the move list and stuff. It seems like one thing I like as well is that, like, it seems like it won't take you too long to get a number of moves to pick from, but everyone's going to unlock them in the same way, or roughly probably the same order, you know? So you kind of like run up to a master, and then you enroll, and then you learn their style, and then you get like their normals essentially. But for the special moves, you have to keep fighting with their style and leveling it up, and you know, unlocking it piece by piece. But if there's someone whose buttons you want to get, you pretty much get it right away by enrolling. And then yeah, some story cutscene things were going down. We met some fucking hilarious NPCs. You know, there's some self-aware gags, you know, so stay tuned for that video to see what we're talking about.
And it's ridiculous. It's like, you know, like as fighting game players, it's like single player content, whatever. But this time around, it's like, shit, I'm paying attention.
There's some funny stuff.
I'm gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna do the whole thing, man. I'm gonna have fun with the character creation and all the nonsense that they put in, and just walking around town and looking at all the stores and the decor and everything. It's really sick. It's really sick.
Yeah. I'm absolutely. I'm looking forward to like how fucking goofy that shit's gonna get, and just, I mean, at some point in this game, you're gonna get to spend at least a half hour, maybe an hour, hanging out with Blanka.
Yeah.
What is that gonna be? What will that consist of? You know, what are we going to put on the outfit and go fucking hand out toys? Or
I hope there's a race where you have to like follow him and he just goes like from rooftop to rooftop.
I don't know, but there's some funny shit at the bare minimum.
It's gonna be so cool to meet the characters in the street, you know, like we were saying. Like imagine like they drop Akuma and you have to find him.
Like, yeah,
he's like, you're not worthy.
The DLC
prove yourself.
Showing up as their own areas would be a lot of fun.
Prove yourself.
I'm hoping that they take advantage of that. You know, a new location unlocks with the new character. You gotta go hang out and train.
That would be so cool.
Do you think people who master classic controls will have an advantage against players who use modern, or vice versa? Yes, 100%. We're talking about the the stuff in modern that will be really strong against people who the stuff in modern that'll be really strong that we're talking about, like the ability to do like a instant level 3 on reaction, like a 1-button level 3, or you know, a 1-button like 1-button command grab is like kind of like, oh shit, but not really, because good like GIFG players are doing it standing anyway. Like it might as well be instantaneous, right? Yeah. Like the input speed and like execution of doing the move that much easier helps you if you have a hard time getting it consistently and quickly. But if you're good enough already to do it consistently and quickly,
you're good.
You don't need that part of it, right? But with a level 3, for I'd say across the board, like it's just faster, and everyone can benefit from that. You can't nerf skill. It doesn't matter what the game is. It doesn't matter how much you simplify the inputs. It doesn't matter what you do to like put a ceiling, you know, or raise the floor.
Yeah.
You can't nerf skill. And someone who is a better player, who thinks in a way that is more technical and advanced and who can understand this shit, is going to always use that tech, right? If you have a game that has like, you know, again, simplified combos, simplified inputs, nothing too hard on like just doing the basic moves and specials and so on, people will find a way to use micro walks with their characters to extend their combos. They'll find a way to use perfect spacing, perfect, you know, like whatever they'll find within the limitations. If the game is simplified, there'll be still hard things that they can do that you won't be able to do because they're better. Like there's always going to be that gap. So because you can't nerf skill, because experience does always play a part. Yeah, I would say so. Don't focus on that, right? Because once you decide to take that journey to, if you want to become like a super good player, there's a million other things you're going to factor in, and like you want to be judged on your own merits and your own strength, right? What Modern can help with, I can see, is if you're unable to get past that initial like getting comfortable with the classic control gap, this is what it does. Is it brings you from, I guess, let's say what would be the starting line to like the homework you got to do beforehand, you know? Once you can do the moves and you don't have to worry about the failed inputs and stuff, like you can start playing where your decision making is more important than your ability to execute the move.
Yeah.
But once you get to the point where you can do all your moves no problem and not really drop them
and think of the game plan,
you don't suddenly become amazing and start winning, because just because you can do all your moves at will doesn't mean you're going to use them at the right place. You know,
doesn't mean your game plan is sound.
So what I think it does is it brings you to the place where you get to do what you want when you want to, but it's still going to take a while for you to figure out when to use it. So yeah, you're always going to, there will be a gap there. I definitely think there will be, but there will be probably, as we're saying, exceptions of players who are going to be like professionals who are fucking around with a certain character in modern mode, you know, and it'll be funny. It'll be like a weird, like, oh shit, there's a wild modern Luke that's doing some shit that, you know, is unique or so. But yes, I think that difference will be always present. Can you skip charge time with modern controls? No.
You need to charge.
Yes. You don't get to press Sonic Boom and just have one come out while you're walking forward. Like, modern controls are not easy operation. Easy operation back in the day on CVS2, like, changed the game, you know, or like the 3DS buttons for Street Fighter 4 made the game a whole different thing. That was not the same character if you could walk forward and do a Sonic Boom, or walk forward and do a flash kick. Yeah.
EO is so weird.
Incredibly.
Dude.
Incredibly.
Like, I remember seeing a move list for Kuba EO, and it's like, you need to hit that particular degree on the C stick to do a raging demon.
Yeah. The C stick was divided into like
all the moves, the special moves,
all the circles, but it wasn't just like cardinal directions. It was like every in between as well. So, good luck, you know. Whatever. Like, it's like you're marketing that at that point to people who don't care what special they're doing, you know. So whatever. But yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see that again. For anyone who's just wondering about easy inputs, I don't think you're ever going to see a game or like a Street Fighter game where they're just like, yeah, you actually get to skip charge time, you know, or some other type of like baked in limiter, you know. Comparing it to Street Fighter 5, how are you feeling about 6 so far? Fucking, as far as a launch version goes, the heads and shoulders, knees and toes, unbelievable.
I'm just not going to see anything.
Infinitely better at launch. There's no question. The question is not how does it compare to 5. The question is how does it compare to the entire franchise. And
that's the question.
Right. The version of Street Fighter 6 right now is challenged by the best entries of each previous series. not by the starting or vanilla versions. And
not Street Fighter 2 ST.
Yeah.
Not Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 3
Third Strike.
Absolutely. Not Street Fighter 4. Ultra Street Fighter 4.
I see it. You see how he tactically skipped Alpha because he didn't want to say which Alpha was actually the best one? I noticed. I don't
want to fall into that debate again.
Yeah. What is not Alpha 2?
2 or 3? 2 or 3? Oh, I don't know.
Don't ask me. Yes, that's exactly it. You mentioned JP being a problem due to screen pollution and pressure. I don't think it's a big problem because of the parry, which is basically a block button. Yes, I'm open for damage and grab, but rather than his combos, and he lost level 2. JP, yeah, okay, so...
But the screen pollution is not just the level 2. It's everything.
So we discussed this, right? You have a button that parries everything he's throwing at you, so you're like, okay, I don't want to deal with it, I'm just going to parry. And JP's like, cool. Now what? You have your drive meter. Congratulations. Now what? Right? Like,
put it to work.
Get in. Like, just parrying his shit is not going to be enough. Well, and I mean, it depends. I guess, I suppose if you have the life lead and it's up to him to get a mix going or so. But, like, in theory, that's not going to be enough. You're going to have to work your way in, and you're going to have to do it slowly, painfully, and in such a way where he doesn't anti-air the shit out of you, wall bounce, Strybog or Triglav, fucking EX ground. Like, there's a lot of things he can do to stop you from walking up to him, jumping up to him, or just blowing through with any sort of like armored thing, because he's got the counter ready to go. And like I said, it stops level 3s, you know. So it feels as if recognition of his projectiles will help a lot. And then, you know, being able to see, like, once you get used to seeing which one's coming at you, then there's the feints, you know, and like the layer 2 or layer 3 of the mix starts coming in. But yeah, just parrying, you can do that, but that's not going to win you the match, you know. But it is an answer for not wanting to deal with what's going on, and as was mentioned, command grab. So,
oh, that's what I was looking for the other day. Okay, parrying a projectile gives you half a bar. Parrying a normal or special or a drive reversal gives you 1 bar. Target combos count as separate attacks, so it's 1 bar for each hit. And supers or drive impact gives you 2 bars when you parry it. So even if you parry a JP projectile, you're still neutral at 0, right? Because it's half for a parry and then half back.
Also, yeah, if you're parrying and you get grabbed,
then you get bodied.
You get punish countered.
Yeah. Yeah. They did mention if I get grabbed, I know I'm open to that,
but are you?
Are you really willing to take a command throw punish counter?
It's a punish counter. It's not just you know,
it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hoit.
Right?
If he has no drinks, Jamie's base damage is scaled by 10%. After 1 drink, he's at 95%. At drink number 2, he's at 100%. According to the wiki, by the way. And then at level 3, 105, level 4, 110% potential.
Yeah. Now, apparently, if you do the Devil Within, which is the super level 2, it's not the same buff.
Oh, yeah, it's different too?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's if you manually drink up to level 4, if you load up manually, you get 110%. But if you do the super version, it's 105.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to know about him.
You get a bigger reward for getting really drunk instead of fake drunk.
Yeah, okay.
And hence the state change, right? Like visually, like the hair doesn't open up until you drink up manually, right? It's just he just gets more red with the super, but he doesn't actually like get completely, you know, let his hair down. So Iridium, speaking of World Tour, how's the control with the fight stick in open world? Wondering since it was kind of jank in the Battle Hub. I only played on controller going through World Tour, and I don't know that it's been made any better. I haven't had it. If it controls the same as it did on the DualSense, then it's going to be really ass to run around World Tour with the stick.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's no two ways about it. World Tour is way more is way better with a controller. Sucks because running around the world is also part of what you do when you go into the battle hub. But yeah, I don't know if anything was fixed or changed in regards to that. So,
is modern legal for tourney? Yes, it is. Dynamic mode is not legal for tournament.
Yeah, dynamic is local only anyway, right? Modern lets you go online with modern, and you're allowed to. So, yeah. I wonder if any like fucking, and I wonder if any attorneys out there are gonna be like, no, modern mode banned.
Yeah, nah, impossible. They'll get laughed at, I think, until proven otherwise.
Anything quality wise that you're worried about, like story mode or something that might hurt the game?
Up to now, no.
The fact that I've got to stop and think,
that's a good sign.
Is a good sign.
Like Woolie said it's the best launch Street Fighter ever for like a new series.
I think, yeah, and like even the DLC schedule like is spaced out in such a way where there'll be hype drops for people to come back to the game. I mean, whatever. We live in this world of expanded content, and every time the news drops, it's another reason for a press release to check things out. So I get it. It is what it is with that. The stuff that I'm worried about, I guess, is just the genre traditional like habits. Street Fighter 6 is doing a lot to fix what it can by having the tutorials explain things to you, by giving you a big immersive story mode, a lot of single player content, and a lot of fun things to do by making your crazy, wacky, unbalanced character and taking them online.
Yep.
That goes so far and above and beyond what usually you get as a single player package that I'm super satisfied with that. What happens with fighting games is people just
drop off.
They are waiting for like their skill to just kind of magically get better on its own to the point where something else clicks, or they might not be in a situation where they have locals to play against. Online can be, great for making up for that, but depending on the situation, if you have bad internet or there's a million things that can go wrong. But one reason or another, interest, other games, yada yada, a multiplayer focused game that requires you to like kind of have some sort of peers or something, it's gonna always have that challenge, right? I am just repeating what I've said in previous streams, but if there is a way to do if there's a way for you to group up with 3 friends and then queue on ranked together and not only do like random fun team battles or shit like that, but actually play the main, not just the wacky modes, but the main mode where we can watch you through your ranking, we can chat with you at the same time, and then I can go into ranked and you can watch me play, and like we can review your ranked matches or your casual matches, and just design a game so that a group of friends can queue and play competitively against each other, but with each other, not in such a way where it's co-op or anything, but in such a way where like we all have a reason to load up the game on a Friday night, hang out, and spend some time getting better.
It would be good if there was a good spectator mode that allowed people to like, imagine you follow a player and it's like, oh, Momochi went online, and then you just like queue up and you see all his games live or something.
So they already do more or less have that with CFN.
But it's replays, right?
Replays and then live location.
Yeah.
You can go find what room they're in if you're favored the player and go watch them at their cabinet.
Yeah.
That exists.
What if the room is full? Then GG. Yeah.
But the person who is dropping off at month 2, how much do they care about watching Momochi play live?
They might want to watch their friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is going back to what I'm saying.
Yeah, what you're saying, yeah.
Where it's not, but like not.
But I'm saying just anyone, you know, not just your friends, but like anyone.
Yeah. But you can kind of already do that.
I guess, yeah.
Like, you can already follow your friends online. Like, you can group up, go play in the same server, go watch your friends play, and go find other people in the servers that you're like, oh, I know that player, and watch them and stuff. And that's all there. What I'm specifically talking about is like a front end facing thing that is like, yo, press start and queue up with some friends, and together we're gonna all get better playing against each other, and then watching each other play against the world. And one by one we take our turns, and we can talk, and you know what I mean, and make it a like a group community experience while individually improving.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? And someone can coach you, someone can get coached, or you know what I mean, like, and maybe even like queue up in such a way where you're looking for someone to teach you a certain character, like making a whole immersive online suite that is all about you and some friends jumping on the same group and playing together, maybe being in a Discord call or using the chat through the whatever the
making
case
this less solo alone than it is right now,
because you can kind of recreate what I'm talking about using the individual features by dressing up, running around the rooms together and chatting, but like push that group hangout as a thing and make it easy and seamless to go from labbing together to watching each player take turns at ranked matches to doing goofy fun shit together to like world tour match random shit, and then, you know, checking information, learning, improving, watching replays together, pausing the replay to point something out, right? Jumping into the replay to go like, okay, here, do this, here, do that. Make it an easy, like fun way to just like automatically have a person to be like, when I think of Street Fighter 6, I think of turning it on, pressing start, and immediately jumping into a group with my friends and like having a thing I want to do next week, and then the week after that, and the week after that, you know? And all of this that I'm describing is like, it's every single fighting game is going to have this decay problem unless you do things like that, because that's why people return to play literally every other addictive genre. When people return to play League of Legends, when they like, I hate to do the comparison for other genres. I hate to keep doing that, right? But like the last lesson to take is that people,
well, there needs to be a comparison because we have a problem.
I know, there's a stagnant point when we go, when can fighting games be like StarCraft? When can fighting games be like Dota? When can fighting, how many decades of that talk do we have? So I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing it up to say that the idea of playing together with your friends keeps you in an online game for years, and that fighting game drop off can be defeated by going above and beyond with like the sense of small local group community that can play together and benefit together, you know? Yeah. So I guess that's a long-winded answer to the question of what I'm concerned about. But everything else that's there is above and beyond the expectations in Call of Duty, right? What stops JP from doing a drive impact after his level 2? Isn't the free damage near the wall?
Oh.
There is a thing in the game called the lock system. We haven't seen a lot of examples of it. However, I was hypothesizing this immediately after we got to see what JP was about in the after we touched him, and I was like, okay, he's probably going to have a bunch of this. The lock system is basically as such. If you get hit with a drive impact or anything at the same time as a fireball, and like you would be like forced into a, oh no, I can't avoid this mix up, and then I'm going to get knocked into the wall and I'll always get crumpled. Instead of getting crumpled, you get locked into a state where you don't splat against the wall.
Yeah. Drive impact has to hit while you're not in block stun.
Yep.
If you're in block stun, you're locked once you're hitting the wall. You won't bounce and there's no free combo, or else that would be too cheap.
Yep.
So they just made it like that.
So you can't block two things like that at a time and then always get comboed for free. Yeah.
And anyway, JP's just gonna go in and go high-low while you're trying to block the high-lows. So.
Yeah. Could multiplayer World Tour be a thing? I mean,
I hope so.
it could. Although, God, that would get really laggy. Now you're talking about an MMO.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about a fighting game MMO called The King of Fighters Online that they tried back in 1998. Not the beat 'em up that came to Xbox Live, but the one from way back when, where you'd walk around the world and then pick a fight with anybody on the street, and it was an online environment, and it wasn't very good, and it fucking died. But that is what you're describing. They could. The evolution of World Tour for, you know, I mean, I could see them trying to, if World Tour is successful, I could see them having paper on the post-its on a wall right now saying World Tour Online MMO. And then you walk up to NPCs and press square and start a fight. I could see them wanting that to be the case with Street Fighter. Absolver-ish. It's possible. It would take a whole lot of work, and it would mean focusing resources exclusively into a thing that is not the competitive mode. So, you know, there's always that, right? How much attention to put over here. But like, as far as the franchise health goes, it's like that would be pretty hype for a lot of single player enthusiasts for sure. Can you just hold down parry and parry a super, or does it have to be perfect parry? Oh no, you can just parry a super with regular
hold
parry.
the button, you're good.
If you watch the WoolieVersus Zangief match, Reggie parries an entire super that I do at one point.
Yeah.
So make sure you combo into it.
And parrying a super gives you 2 bars.
Oh yeah, you get your drive back heavy.
Right.
Is Manon the belle of the ball? Is it still the apple of Reggie's eye, or is he gonna play someone else?
Yeah. Thank you for the translation. I will definitely try her.
Try to main her is what you're saying.
I will try her and see if she can be a sub. Because I'm never gonna main a command throw character. It's too much gambling, and it's scary for me. That's just the way I am. But Manon is super cool. I was in just by the name, and after playing her, she has swag, she has class, she's delicate, she has it all. So I will definitely spend time on Manon. Yeah.
That's a lot of words, but all I heard was cowardice.
Cowardice?
I will never main the command throw character.
I don't play grapplers.
That's too much gambling for me.
Yeah.
Bro, force the odds. Force the odds.
I don't grapple.
There's gambling, and then there's poker.
Yes, but that ain't...
If you were playing against the house, and it was just you sitting there, that'd be one thing. Texas Hold'em. But you're playing against the table and other human beings. Fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
Nah, I don't grapple. Les shop space, c'est pas pour moi. Nope. Thank you very much.
Cowardice.
Yo.
30 years of fucking Street Fighter. My man says Hadouken.
For me, grapplers are for casuals. Grapplers are for casuals. All right? Casual players and casual matches. That's how it is.
And zoning is
whack.
Big brain only.
Zoning is whack. It's all about balance and rush down.
Okay.
Rush down, balance.
Gotcha.
Zoning, get out. Gimmicks, get out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Grapplers, what do you mean I can't block? Get out of here.
Anything that's not Ryu mirror matches is fucking horseshit, says Reggie.
Ryu? Cammy's cool. What's wrong with Cammy? Do you hate Cammy?
Okay. I'm sorry. So, Ryu, Cammy, Final Destination.
There you go.
What's up, Kizzy? How you doing?
What's up, Kizzy?
Thank you
for talking shit.
Thank you for the raid. Fucking... God damn it. We're just talking about the game and giving our impressions on everything, giving the overview and the overall. And apparently getting to the point where, you're too fucking coward to play a command grab character.
That's right.
Here's the thing. If you just said from the jump, nah, not for me, and I was like, and then you're like, this is just not my style, and that's it. Then I'd be like, okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
But you do have an interest in Manon.
Yeah.
You do have an interest in what you see. You like what you felt.
I love it.
She has a ton of shit that stacks up.
Yeah.
The threat of the command grab is real, and you feel the appeal.
Yes.
But something inside of you is afraid and shriveling up at that.
Yep.
And you're like, no.
The thought of whiffing a command throw makes me want to hurl.
That flaccidity I'm hearing coming out of you, that's what I disrespect. That's what I'm calling out. You feel it inside, and there's a calling, and you're going la 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 la. I don't want to hear it.
I want to look good, okay?
If you looked at Manon,
grapplers don't look good. When grapplers go, people are like, look at that guy, look at that masher. Disgusting.
I can't respect it. I cannot respect it. If you saw her on day one, on the moment the trailer dropped, and went, not my cup of tea, I'd never say a word about it. But I know you want to play her.
If I'm playing the character and people like watching the character, but they don't like playing against the character, that says a lot. That says a lot.
Smells like bitch in here.
Motherfucker. Can't wait to see you skip neutral on me.
Oh my god.
Skip neutral on me.
Oh my god, bro. That's wild. Closing your heart. Close your heart to it.
I can't let them get in, man. I'm gonna break down if that happens.
You're telling me you're gonna deny yourself the opportunity to win on stream, and while the critical art is popping off, to get up, walk over to the camera, and time it so that you can go at the exact same time that she does it? You're gonna fucking just throw that away?
Oh, damn.
The baked in pop off?
Oh, damn. Okay.
Disappointed. Disappointed. Do you see the power of this character, man?
Yeah. Are you gonna do like flips on your side doing cartwheels like Blanka when
No, but you best believe back in the day when I landed the kick version of Shout of Earth, what was I doing?
Okay. All right. Yeah. And then you wonder why people don't want to shake your hand.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because they're in the air victorious, motherfucker. You can't shake my hand. I'm holding it up.
Nonsense.
You jumped? You shoryu'd?
Break down the walls. All right.
All right.
All right. That's fair.
Baked in, man. God. You fucking clown. Look at that opportunity. She's spinning, they're posing, you just put the stick down, you get back up.
Like
you find the camera. Where's my camera? Right over there? Over here?
I can't. I really want to, but I can't allow myself to do so. Okay? It's
find the JoJo pose.
Manon is that hookup that like I can't. I'm sorry, it was just a hookup.
But you didn't delete the number though.
Hell no. It's on speed dial.
What's up?
It's on speed dial, but I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's just I can't commit.
Cowardice.
But on speed dial, for sure. For sure.
Ryu can't command grab.
Nope.
Never will.
Nope. Ryu does one thing and he does it good. Goes deep.
God.
Deep.
If you just run back to him,
DP.
I swear to God, man.
No.
You know, at no point did I see you like going, oh shit, Ryu.
Because there was so many
no
things.
Fire in your eyes.
There were so many other things to try.
Yeah.
Like during the beta.
But there was never a moment
characters.
you just had Ryu and you were playing him and you were doing sick shit.
Yeah, in beta 1, yeah. Like,
but there was never a moment where like I could feel the fire. You were just running the knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But your heart isn't there.
It's coming. It's arriving. Since the demo came out, and I'm like, okay,
All
Ryu
right.
has stuff, you know?
All right.
But if the whole cast is there, yeah, I'm going to look around for a bit, you know? You know how I am. I'm a Shang Tsung. I'll try every character. Except Guile. Where are the Shang Tsungs in the chat? Who wants to dance with every character?
There's nothing wrong with being a Shang Tsung.
You know?
I have respect for people who play Like, well, who do you main? Street Fighter 6.
Don't tell me I main missionary. Come on, folks. Chill.
Only for procreation?
I mean, missionary is pretty good, but like there are other things.
Only for procreation with a Bible on the nightstand.
I put all the books just in case.
Option select.
I got a Bible, a
OS.
Quran, a Torah. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe some Krishna
Run the tech.
pamphlets in there.
Run the tech.
Missionary.
Xenu.
And then once missionary is mastered, then you go to other things, you know? Add some spice.
You see, but the fun thing about missionary is the idea of you doing it and then but where's the eye looking? What's going on out the window over there? Or on your phone? What are you looking at over there? Oh, you're not paying attention to what's happening right in front of you. You got a nice shoryu, you got a tatsu. In fact, you've got a hashogeki in front of you.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's plus. But for some reason, that's not what you hear. That's not what you can hear. Somewhere in the distance, your attention is drawn to the other, to right what's happening.
La la la. Oh oui.
L'International.
Oh oui. La Marseillaise.
Yo, somewhere that attention is drawn, and it ain't what's happening in front of you. You're thinking about it.
The French are wild, man. There's no control. You know, at least I can focus on the pull-out game. You know, there's no nonsense. Like
No nonsense. No nonsense. You're in control. Yeah. But you'll never feel that way your heart feels right before you do the command grab. And you think you're going to get it, but what if you don't? But what if I do?
Oh, boy.
And that's the one that's at level 5?
That's sinning.
Right? And you're like, ooh.
Oh, if I land it.
This nigga has 35% left on his health.
The bar is yellow.
The bar is yellow. Level is at 5. And I just landed the Fierce. Ryu will never make you feel that way.
No, you won't.
Never.
No, you won't. Okay. But you gotta understand, Woolie, okay? Do you know how much of a degen I am? Okay? Imagine if I played Manon. At least Ryu keeps me in check, okay? If I go down the Manon road and the Grappler road, degeneracy will have no bounds.
You just like the high ground you pretend to stand on so you can talk shit to
I
people
have to.
In our community like our fucking Forte player.
I have to.
You just want to be able to stand on your little soapbox and talk shit to MTLer for playing Forte, or to me for playing Blanka because you're on your Ryu, right?
You know, that grandstand is about to break because we're 70,000 people on it. It's tight, okay? We're all like, oh, scooch over.
That's all you want at the end of the day. You
Pointing.
You want to feel holy. But I know what's in your heart. And you know what's in your heart. And that moment right there, should I go for it? Yo, but what if I do though? And I got time for the pop-off that I just planned. Yo, that moment will never happen with...
No.
Sure you can.
No. My desires must be kept in check. All right? That's all I gotta say.
We should go on a journey together. Now that you've had your hands on with the characters, who went up and down on the coolness list? Lily Hawk went up on the coolness list.
Yeah, surprisingly. Because watching the videos at first, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then once Woody put his hands on her, it was like, oh, she has stuff. Oh, she can actually like make people like antsy, and then she can get in and force her way in. Like that's Hawk.
Yeah.
That's Hawk.
Yeah. I don't think, like, just seeing her design wise and such, I was like, okay, yeah, I see it. And then showing the alternate design of her, like the adult version, was like, oh, damn, that would have been cool. She would have been a lot like Julia Chang, though, admittedly, in Tekken. So there would have been an overlap. But ultimately, No, when I got hands on her and like started like feeling it, like the gameplay warmed me up to her a bunch more.
Yeah.
And like I like Lily a lot more now for sure. Everyone else was pretty high just to begin with and continue to stay there. Winners, a whole lot of winners. Yeah. I don't know if there's anyone like, I don't think anyone on the cast is like, you know, I love what's going on design wise with everyone, and I've never been a Luke hater, you know. I've been here like going like, yeah, MMA, let's go represent.
Oh, even in 5, it's true.
Yeah, I've never been a Luke hater, you know. I've loved Luke the whole time, so
I prefer Coach. I like Coach.
Sure.
Coach Luke.
Yeah, there you go. You're being called a quote unquote purist.
They know.
Corrupted. Fucking virtual signaling Ryu over here. Virtue signaling Ryu. No, we must obey the law, says Reggie. Yeah. Okay. KYH9, how you doing? Happy the single player is doing the Splatoon thing of being a skill ramp and figuring out the minutia, especially the custom movesets. RPGs often in the early game process use the early game process of earning new moves to let you memorize and integrate moves over time. Absolutely. You hopefully will get familiar and learn. You know, I absolutely can see a pathway to I hope that like the end of World Tour, besides having like a fun, cool, immersive story for your character, like really does have you like operating with fundamentals and kind of like even with your wacky broken build,
yep.
Like I hope there's a bunch of AI that like will do kind of like what Lee Fen does, where she's like when you fight Lee Fen, you'll see she starts holding down back more than any other AI does.
And it's like, oh, what's going on?
Right, and it's like, oh, hey, beginner, how do you deal with someone who refuses to do anything?
They're spamming block, uninstall.
Block spammers. Right? So you'll see that, like, oh, there's unique AIs that will force a certain type of a thing. Yeah, start opening them up. Start opening her up. Do some throws, do some overheads.
Jump in.
Right? Find ways to deal with it. Them's Fighting Herds had the AIs as well that had like a pattern of what this is a jumper.
Yeah.
Jumper is gonna jump.
Oh, that's good.
Grabber is gonna grab, you know, and how do you deal with the people who love to do those things? So I hope that the game puts those together into a sequence that will, even walking out with this busted character, you'll still learn a thing or two about Nooch. Oh, once people understand the way you synergize moves and combos with the custom moveset they'll put together over time, they can more readily understand the bespoke movesets of the roster's characters. That I don't think is going to happen. I mean, that sounds like an awesome thing to put on a fucking projector behind me while I stand at GDC. However, everyone's going to jump on online. They're going to look up the wildest meme builds on Twitter, and they're going to take that recipe and use that in their character, and it's going to be nonsense. You are not going to get, for every one person who goes through the game, learns more about the masters, and then gets through all the moves and feels more comfortable with them as a result of the World Tour experience, there will be 200 who are just like, lol, teleport into SPD. Nuh-uh, man. Dark Souls, all right? We know what's coming. I'm satisfied with that.
That was a pretty good talk. We marked out about the game for about 3-4 hours.
We got it in there.
That was really good.
Indeed. I am low on hydration, so that's a sign that I'm getting talked out. But yeah, if there's any of you guys out there that have not done so already or are tuning into this, are tuning into us for the first time, go check out the YouTube channel. We call the stream the manga, and we call the YouTube channel the anime, because this is the anime is the adaptation that happens a little bit later, but it gets a higher production value overall. So be sure to support the anime while you read the manga. And
don't watch Berserk 2016. Watch WoolieVersus.
I mean, that's your fault. There's only one person you can blame for that.
Intellectual curiosity.
You know, you put that one out there into the ether. No one was talking about that.
That's fair. In my message request, I'm getting Ryu Tech. I'm like, accept. Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's cute. I was working on something like that. They're like literal trench coats. They're like, yo, trench coat opening. Tweet. Oh.
And from that day forward, Reggie received a cruel reminder, because the floodgates of Manon videos start now. It's your responsibility to make sure that Chester R01 on Twitter receives all the Manon tech he possibly can till he can't hold it anymore and it's overflowing. And when he looks at it, he can't deny his feelings, because he'll see the sickest shit that he's choosing to look away from. But he knows deep down, France is waiting for him.
Sound like the devil. Le diable.